Go ahead and hit record.
What's K?
Kilo.
Ooh.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, I thought so.
What's J?
January.
Yep.
Is it?
Yes. That's what called the phonetic alphabet? Or is it just like the military alphabet?
Well, I just remember it from Food Line.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. The check digits.
Yeah.
And the aisles and stuff.
Giving away company secrets.
You can look it up on the internet.
Oh.
Yeah.
I watched a whole pallet of pickles fucking drop off
Oh,
on the second
dude.
shelf one time.
Fuck yeah. What was that like?
Oh, man. Pickles everywhere. Glass everywhere. It was awesome.
How long did it take them to clean it up?
Forever, dude. And I mean, the floor was spotless afterwards.
Like a whole case?
A whole case.
Oh, my gosh.
You
Or
know.
like skid?
Yeah, it's like a skid. You
Holy
know,
shit. What a mess.
Forklift operator was trying to put it up on like the second shelf and just fucking completely botched it.
Was he new?
No, he was there for a while. I
Damn.
mean, this was during day shift, so I mean, he was there the whole time I was there. But clearly, he was forklift, so he'd been there longer on day shift.
I never drove a forklift. I did one of the pallet jacks
Same.
that you drive around,
Pallet jack's cool.
and I was cooking, and I came around a corner on a wet floor, and it just took me off into one of the.
Oh, yeah,
it
dude.
sent me-
Those things had no traction.
I jumped off.
Did you really?
I jumped off and just let it go.
That's more dangerous.
Yeah, but I knew that I knew that it was better than getting sent into a lot of stuff because I was about to get
That's
my
fair.
head rocked on one of the. I don't know. You just see things, and what I saw was jump off. I know it's more dangerous, but nothing happened other than it sliding into the thing.
I watched a forklift driver drop an entire pallet of yogurt
No.
from like the third, like way up in the air.
That'll kill you.
I saw her struggling with it whenever I was going through the aisle, and I got around to the next aisle, and I was looking down through the pick slot, and I was watching her, and the pallet, it was a wood pallet, and the back under support was broken, and her forks were going down through it like this instead of even, and I was saying, so I saw her pulling it back, and I was like, pull the fucking forks out. Like, let it sit, because it was sitting on the shelf. I was like, pull your fucking forks out. Pull the fucking forks out. And she just kept pulling it off. And I knew that as soon as the weight hit her forks and wasn't on the shelf anymore, it was going to fall. Dude, that whole thing fell on top of her jack. Yogurt. I mean, it was like a tidal wave of yogurt. It covered the entire aisle. It took them 3 days to clean it up.
It's like a white girl's fucking like wet dream.
Dude, it was crazy.
That's funny.
It was crazy. She was a
Tidal
white.
wave.
She was a white girl.
Tidal wave of yogurt just coming at you. Oh, yummy.
It smelled good. The whole aisle smelled good for her. But I mean, Alex was just saying about like the wet floor and how those things just don't get traction. Those jacks that you ride.
Oh,
On
yeah.
concrete.
But imagine on yogurt on top of that.
Yeah.
I remember Derek and I, it was like our first week there, and I was dicking around on the pallet jack, like trying to do like donuts and shit like that. And I got really close to, because you know how there was like the slot where the train would pull in, like where they had like the old rail.
Yeah,
like,
that
rail.
bit, that deep.
I almost went
man.
straight into there, dude, and fucking threw myself off the pallet jack. And I remember Derek just had this look of fear on his face, like, dude, are you trying to get us fucking fired already?
Bro, if you'd have fell into that pit, that's a far fall.
That'd have been fucked, dude. Especially that pallet jack would have been fucked too.
Oh yeah, dude. And they're heavy. People don't think about how heavy those pallet jacks are. The batteries in them are hundreds of pounds.
Yeah, dude, and just running over like your foot will break your fucking foot.
Mhm.
Remember happened to Shipley?
Yeah, it happened to another guy in there. He was walking beside it and got too close and
Yeah.
it ran over his fucking ankle and broke his ankle.
Foot injuries getting caught between the pallet and the jack if you're not on the machine.
I hated
I've
that
seen foot
place.
injuries.
I wasn't a fan. They paid you well, but the work was difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And you were in the cold
Mm.
constantly.
Ice cream boxes.
That headset
steak.
just talking to you,
Mm.
man.
Gave me weird dreams. Because it's just repeating numbers in your fucking head all night long.
I got an ear infection from one of the headsets because
Ugh.
whoever was using the same headset as me on like the different shift,
Was a grody motherfucker.
yeah, and clearly was not cleaning it properly.
Gross.
Yeah, it sucked.
Gross.
Very painful.
I did Walmart DC.
Yeah, same thing.
Difficult work, but they paid you really well.
They do pay. That is one thing about distribution work. Is it is hard work, but they do pay you they compensate you well for the work you do.
I like exercising. That's
So
what
do
I look
I.
at it. If you lift properly, it's just a bunch of exercising. But for 12 hours,
Yeah.
I don't know what Rich Piana has an 8-hour arm day.
Yeah, but he was also on gear.
So how about a 12-hour back day, 3 days in a row?
Yeah, but if you were taking gear and doing that job, it probably wouldn't be so bad. Especially the amount of gear that Rich Piana was running.
Fire you up.
You know what's interesting about Rich Piana is they say that it wasn't even the gear that killed him; it was all the cocaine.
Who is Rich Piana?
I didn't
Rich
know that.
Piana was a bodybuilder. You would recognize him if you saw him. He was covered in tattoos and just had these huge arms. Huge.
Like 25 inches.
Oh yeah,
Wicked.
it was ridiculous.
Like the size of our waists.
Shit.
No joke.
And yeah, he had like really crazy. He was known for really long, crazy workouts.
And his diet of like chocolate fruity pebbles and protein shakes and cookies. You
And he would
got
like
me
eat
again.
in between workouts. He would do like an hour workout, eat, and then right back into the workout.
I think I know who you're talking about now.
So if we all do an 8-hour arm day,
Yeah.
and we all get Rich Piana, who drives the trucks? Who fills the fridges? Who? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if these influencers get what they want and everybody follows what they do, we wouldn't get to eat.
I don't think Rich Piana, I don't think you could call him an influencer. I don't necessarily
Well,
think
he was a
that's-
bodybuilder. He was.
He
like
was. He was a
pro.
bodybuilder.
Maybe it's like
He wasn't trying to
on
influence
season
anybody. He was
2.
just,
maybe it's like on season 2 of The Righteous Gemstones, where like they get a God Squad. You know what I mean? Where you just have this group of bulky dudes that are coming around and doing everything for you and praising Jesus.
yeah.
The God Squad, you know.
You influenced them into being
the power team. You guys remember the power team?
You're like a prophet of muscle.
Will you bear the cross?
The power team came to our school, I remember one time.
I do remember that.
Nice. They bend metal in front of you and drop
Yeah.
bowling balls on their guts.
Yeah, and like roll frying pans up like a burrito and stuff.
And they were ripping phone books in half and
Yeah.
shit like that.
All in the name of Jesus, baby.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I'd like to
was
see him
pretty
rip a Bible in half.
Let's go. Let's go. Someone I know used Bible papers as joint papers because the paper, they realized that the paper was perfect for it. However, it's also funny, you were smoking ink.
Yep.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh. Ouch.
At a certain point, I started picking which ones I wanted to smoke from.
That's even better.
Yeah, like I was like, ooh, Revelations. This will burn nice.
Mm.
Well, there was also like a couple of blank pages in the back there. Like,
I think that's for your notes.
oh, well, I used
Or
yeah,
joints.
I used them for my
Or
notes,
joints.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Found some good verses, or like, yeah, we're gonna smoke these up.
Fuck
Praise
yeah.
the Lord like that.
I could never memorize verses. Repetition is key, but memorization is, I fall short.
The two kind of go hand in hand.
Right, but I think brain memorization is harder for me than muscle memorization.
Fair.
I think it's easier for me, and I think that's where I fall short because the brain is more powerful than the body. I think the brain controls the body.
Yeah.
So if my body, I can't really order fill when I'm 75.
Right.
I can order fill now,
You could.
but I fall short with the mentality of memorization.
I only have, and I don't even have it memorized. I paraphrase it. One of my favorite Bible verses is, I believe it's in Matthew, but I'm not sure. And that's where Jesus chases the money changers out of the temple, and he says, "This is meant to be a house of worship, and you turn it into a den of thieves."
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then one of my favorite things about that is, I mean, he chased those people out of there with whips. It says he overturned the tables of the money changers. He chased them out with a whip. And what did they do as soon as they nailed him to the fucking cross, dude? Brought the fucking collection plates back out, baby.
It's all about that money.
It is all about that money.
Stick them again.
Here's something. Here's like a, you're always saying, like, here's a joke. Here's one that I've thought like a joke premise that has always made me giggle. When the collection plate comes by, imagine like breaking a 20.
Yeah, getting change out of it. I thought about flicking my ashes into it, like, oh, thanks, and then going back to smoking your cigarette.
I just think it'd be funny to like drop a 20 in, count out like 10 ones, and put those in your pocket.
I do think that is a joke that the Blue Collar Comedy Tour didn't come up with, mention. I think it was Ron White, maybe. I could be butchering it.
Ashing his cigarette in the...
No, making change out of the offering plate.
That could
or maybe
be a Ron
they
White
just
bit.
came up with stealing from the offering plate, maybe not making change.
Ron White's funny. He was the funniest out of that whole group.
Yeah.
Offering plates are, I think they're kind of messed up. I mean, seriously, like, especially most churches, most places you go, it's like the people that are going to church are typically older or don't have like the largest income, and this place that is tax-free and gets all this charitable donations constantly, and they want to ask me for money?
Right.
How about you give me some money, man? You're the one, what, you need a new PA system so they can hear you in the back? Get the hell out of here. No way.
Sit closer.
Yell
Yeah.
louder. Get
Yell
more Holy
louder.
Spirit in you.
More spirit. Isn't part of it related to like the tithe thing?
Instead of taxes, you tithe.
Yeah,
Something like that to
And
keep
I mean,
them up.
originally your tithes were like, if you didn't have money, it was like 10% of your harvest or whatever, right? Or like your flock or whatever. So that's where I think that's like how it trickled down to be the collection plate thing. Church was weird, man. You guys remember the peace when you'd walk around and shake everybody's fucking hand?
Yeah.
Peace be with you and also with you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Right.
Malika salam.
Alaikum assalam.
I always tried to like me say peace be with you, so they had to say and also with. I tried to say it first.
Yeah, so you got the lesser of the two.
Yeah,
So
peace
you
be with you. As they're like saying it, you say it first.
Now
Peace
that-
be with you.
Now that type of tomfoolery is not needed in this church, Troy.
Yeah. Or snack time. You guys remember snack time in
Oh,
church?
yeah.
They called it communion, but it was snack time.
I drink the blood, I eat the flesh.
Yeah, you get that little crouton and
Ranch. I mean, wine.
yeah, and like a real shitty red wine, church wine, Lambrusco or whatever it was.
Blech.
Yeah, and the priest drinks out of the chalice after.
I used to have these delusions that the communion drink, one of them was dosed with acid. That's why there was always somebody freaking out after they drank it. And I never wanted it to be me. But whenever I had these fits, I was like, oh, it was me, and I never came out of the psychosis. But I don't think they dose wine with acid at churches so that there's...
And here's the thing. How would only one be dosed? It would
Because-
have to be in the cup
Yeah, exactly.
rather than in the wine. Because
Exactly.
if they dosed the wine, everybody would be dosed.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like a roulette of who gets the acid
The
today.
dosed cup.
Yeah, who gets the dosed cup of Holy Spirit.
That'd be
And-
kind of cool. I would go to
Sure.
church more often.
until you're 8. And you think
They don't.
Here.
Did they give 8-year-olds communion?
it'll be like the adult communion where they,
I thought that
like
they
in a
had
cult.
to. I thought that the children got grape juice.
Okay, I didn't know it was real wine. I thought it was all grape juice.
Oh no! At least at the church I went to,
with
it was
one hit of acid.
it was real wine. That would have made me go to church more.
I think that'd be the good adult church. Like, who gets the trippy treat today?
Mm.
And then you could even say the biscuit. One of the biscuits is mushrooms.
Church would have to be a lot longer
Right,
because there was only about 30 minutes left after communion, so you wouldn't really.
Oof.
Yeah, the acid wouldn't really start hitting you until you were leaving, and then.
Well, that's why you got to take it in the morning.
Mhm.
That way, whenever you come back in the afternoon church, everybody can be like, "How was it?"
Oh, I only went to church once a week, once a day.
Same.
3 times.
A week?
Yeah, sometimes.
Holy shit!
Wednesday, Sunday morning, Sunday evening.
Golly.
Then as we got older, we stopped going so much.
We just went Sundays.
I remember all the good Christians always, he doesn't know his Bible verses well and stuff like that, and it making me feel self-conscious. Or other things like not owning motorcycles or something. It could have been anything.
Yeah, but
But I don't know if that was just me being an
I can
overly
recite
sensitive
lines from
kid.
Lord of the Rings. So, just goes to show where your priorities are.
Oh.
Yeah, I never had a good time at church. I always got in trouble.
Whenever I was really little, I was allowed to bring like action figures and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Well, that'd be cool. Because
Yeah.
the message is more for the adults. What's a 9-year-old supposed to do?
Right. It's hard to be introspective at 9.
Well, they're going to lie to you and tell you that guy actually survived in a whale.
Going to
And they're not
hell.
going to tell you any different. Oh, yeah, he was in that whale. It's not figurative.
Right.
It's literal. He was in that whale.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Do you think it's a euphemism for getting a fat woman pregnant?
No.
Oh.
You want to hear something weird? When
I think it's a metaphor for, or a euphemism for, putting your faith in God and you can survive crazy stuff.
So here's a weird thing. When I was at the beach, I think a year or two ago, I kept getting like those commercials, like, you know, like the, if your loved one has been affected by mesothelioma, you may be
Right.
due title compensation. When I was in Ocean City, Maryland, I kept seeing these commercials pop up, and it was like, if your loved one has been the victim of molestation of the diocese in Massachusetts or Maryland, you
Holy
may be
shit.
due title compensation. And it was like, what the hell is going on in Massachusetts and Maryland that they have a commercial like this just airing on the television?
God damn.
Yeah, right? And I was like, holy hell.
That's why I take my kids to church, so in the hopes they get molested and I can sue some evangelist
For money.
for money.
Right.
Almost, because I think going after celebrities in the same manner in like the 80s and 90s, it's the right move, but the wrong people. You got to go after, I think,
Church money.
church money because it's untaxed.
Right.
There might be more of it.
And then onto the celebrities thing, like what Alex just said. We were talking about this. It's like, you know, I'm sick of all these celebrities getting paid this big bucks. All they do is fucking play pretend.
Yeah.
They don't do anything.
Right.
And people idolize them and act like they're the greatest thing. It's like,
Sure.
you motherfuckers just play pretend. You're nothing special.
I think it's funny whenever they go on television and like promote political figures. It's like, Beyonce, what the fuck do you know about anything? Eminem.
Well-
like, get the fuck out of here. How much money were you paid to fucking campaign for this person?
Exactly.
Pay me a
Shut
bunch
the
of money.
fuck up.
I'll say whatever you
Right,
want.
dude. If we got $10 million to sit here and support Kamala Harris, I would do that same thing. Same with
hell yeah,
Same with
dude.
Donald Trump, man.
Yep.
Whoever it is, I don't give a fuck.
I'd flip
You want
flop.
right, dude? You want to pay me a bunch of money to fucking sit here and say the greatest things about someone? Fuck yeah, dude. I'll do it.
Have AI write you a speech.
Kamala Harris has
Exactly.
the biggest dick, bigger than Donald Trump's.
Huge.
Then, you know, next week it's like Donald Trump has the way bigger dick than Kamala.
Right.
Just stroke their egos.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Fence ride and to see who you can get the bigger buck out of.
Exactly.
Well, that's why I'm holding out on my vote. I'm waiting to really use my power to vote whenever they're gonna.
You trying to
Pay
be
you.
like that that
No,
movie where it comes down to just you?
not that. More of a.
What's the name of that movie?
More of an internment camp lottery, like in the manner of you didn't vote, therefore you didn't pick a side. Therefore,
Swing vote.
yeah, it's not swing vote. This is you didn't practice your right, so therefore it's taken away and you can be tortured for the rest of your life.
Gotcha. I thought you meant more of like the vote is completely tied and they've gone through everything and then they realize that you're the only one who hasn't voted and so it comes down to you.
Ooh, oops! I voted for the third party.
Right, I was just
So they're
about to-
still
I was
tied.
just about to
They're
say
still
that.
tied. Oh no, I did that, and they're still tied.
I think we should get Vermin Supreme in there.
I don't know who that is.
He's the
He's-
boot head.
He
guy.
wears like the rubber rain boot on his head.
Okay.
And like throws like glitter at people and tells them that they're magically gay now. He wants to get like tiny horses for everyone, and that's your identification. And also you get free dental care for your horse.
I'm
Nice.
allergic to
Yeah.
horses.
Oh
That
well,
would be-
Alex, looks like you're fucked,
Yeah,
man.
that
Can
would
I
be
get like a
rough for you.
hawk?
Ooh, dude, I would much rather have like an identification bird.
You're not allergic to hawks?
No,
Are you sure?
pretty sure birds don't have the protein. It's like a dander protein. in
Yeah, it's an
their-
enzyme, I
Yeah.
believe, in their saliva.
But
And
how do
oils
we
in their
know?
skin.
It's not like hawks be coming up to you all the time.
That's true.
True. Well, I've never been.
We should
a
go
falconer.
to
or
we
a
should
hawk
go to an
place.
aviary.
Mm.
I think that'd be pretty dope.
Big birds scare me with their claws and talons.
They are pretty horrifying, but they're also majestic.
They will peck your eye out.
I'm okay with that, dude. Then I got a badass story. I'm
Yeah,
wearing an eye patch.
and an
for the
eye
rest of
patch.
my- Yeah.
You're like a pirate. You need a gold tooth next.
Or I could be like, instead of a pirate, I could just be like a evil villain in like a Bond movie. Start calling myself Hawkeye.
Oh,
Well, that's a good
fuck.
guy, and that's already taken.
Well, I mean, but all right, good point. I'm Eagle Eye.
Yeah, because an eagle pecked it out.
No, we're gonna call you Joints.
Joints. It's my name, Joints.
Not because of what you think.
Not because I have crippling arthritis.
No, that's why.
That's why.
Okay.
I was thinking because people thought you were an avid pot smoker.
Right. No, because you have rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah, what's it like being 30 with the joints of an 80-year-old man?
It's terrible.
Do you ever relate to that guy on SpongeBob where he's like, I was born with glass bones and paper skin?
Sometimes. A lot of the times I go back to that time we were at my mom's house watching Futurama, and like they're all in the afterlife, and the professor's just like talking about his arthritis. He's like, wait, you still have arthritis in the afterlife? He's like, oh yes, it follows you into the next life. And I was just like, oh God, I was like, I'm doomed.
I've joked before about like, you know how people always say like with money, you can't take it with you. What if you have to? Like, what if you die and you get to the afterlife and they're like, where's all your money? And you're like, well, you can't take it with you. And they're like, no, you can.
There's actually an arcade.
And you need the money. So
That's what Vikings believed.
now you're just stuck here.
That's why Vikings were always buried with like a hoard of treasure and all that stuff and their swords.
How many? It's like, ooh, you have 0 heaven bucks, so you can't go down the heaven slide.
And I mean, in
Holy bucks.
In
Yeah.
Greek mythology, you needed the 2 gold drachmas to
Yeah.
pay the ferryman to
Yeah.
get across the river Styx.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I, personally went into the military thinking that trial by combat in any way would help reprieve the spirits in the afterlife to let me in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Valhalla, man.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, I mean, dying a warrior's death, yeah, that gets you into Valhalla.
Yeah. So
Two-
just throwing yourself off a cliff.
Yeah, Angus Stutt.
Ooh.
Yeah, that works too.
They also do that for the older folk.
Well, that's the
yeah.
point, right?
Yeah.
Is that like once you become so old that you can't fight and you become a burden on your family, to still get into Valhalla, you can throw yourself off a cliff.
Yeah. Well, and they say that, like, for, like, people done bad, the blood eagle and stuff like that, they say if you suffer in silence the whole time while getting the blood eagle, that's also an entry into Valhalla.
Jesus Christ. Imagine. You're a hard motherfucker if you don't make a sound when they're cutting your lungs out of your back, dude.
Not a peepee. You just, like, the slightest gasp there. Hoping he's not getting
No,
in.
not getting in.
Everybody laughs. It's like missing.
You sneeze. No, looks like you're no, that doesn't count. That counts.
Or, like, ripping your fucking lung out and
Yeah.
placing it on your shoulder.
That scares me.
Well, no one's gonna
No
blood
one's
eagle
gonna
you,
blood
Alex.
eagle you, man.
First of all, people don't have the steady hand to pull off a procedure like that.
It's true.
I got to get faster so they can't catch me.
Yeah. Don't skip cardio.
Or don't piss people off.
Especially Vikings.
Well, I don't think you got to worry about people blood eagling you, dude.
No, I think what we got to worry about is bricks through our window that's calling Alex a heathen.
If anybody ever decides to listen to this and you don't know what a blood eagle is, it was a form of Viking torture where they would cut your back open, pull your lungs out of your back, and then lay them on your shoulders.
They broke your rib cage
Yeah.
doing that too.
And you would slowly suffocate to death.
Terrible.
I imagine you would bleed out.
Or you'd pass out from the pain. I mean, they're literally snapping your rib cage from like the back and pulling your lungs out.
That was the craziest part about that movie, Midsummer, was when he goes into that shack
Oh yeah.
and that guy's blood eagled in there. But he's like suspended in a weird way. They didn't do that, right?
That movie was just very strange. It was cool, but
I
strange.
didn't really care for it. I thought
Yeah.
Hereditary was better.
Oh, Hereditary. A24 has so many good movies.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I stood in the corner.
Yeah, you sat right there. You didn't like it.
I didn't like Hereditary.
Yeah.
It was too scary for
Too
me.
spooky for you.
I don't like it. I
So
don't need it.
Troy and I very much enjoy watching scary movies together.
Yeah.
Alex, on the other hand, does not enjoy scary movies.
No.
To each their own.
Yeah.
I just don't like the jump scares. I don't like the music that makes you anticipate stuff that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, they do it on purpose.
I know, and I don't like that.
Well, there was like a week where when I was still living at my mother's house, and Troy and I would just kept trying to like binge watch scary movies.
Yeah, we
that-
watched a bunch of them.
Yeah, that we'd like never heard of, or ones that we thought were really good,
Whoa.
like Rosemary's Baby and
Yeah.
Hereditary, and we watched a couple other things, like The Witch and stuff like that.
Yeah. We also watched some classics. We watched Darkness Falls,
Yeah, good
which
one.
is an underrated scary movie that people forget about. We watched Wes Craven's They. That's
Yeah.
a fucking creepy movie.
Fucking right.
And I think we also watched Dead Silence.
I think you're right.
Yeah, we watched a pile of scary movies. I will say, so I am a fan of horror films. However, there has to be some meat and potatoes to it. There has to be some substance, because I'm not a fan of gore porn.
Exactly.
And a lot of people, because some of my friends that are also into scary movies have asked me to because Terrifier 3 just came out not that long ago, and they were asking me to go see it with them, and I was like, that's not the type of scary movie that I'm into. I don't like gore porn. That's not scary to me. It's just gross, and I won't enjoy it.
It's like you need like a driving story and like some elements of like psychological.
Yeah. One of my favorite scary movies is the original Alien, the one that was made in 1978.
Great movie.
It's fantastic. And so right away, Ridley Scott is such a fucking genius, man. So the ship that they take, that they're all on, its name is Mother. When they get to the planet that that the distress signal's coming from, they lose communication with Mother. So right away, there's this subliminal psychological thing that you can't even call for your mom. No one's coming to help you. So, and they don't mention it, but it's set up very early in the film. It's right away, this feeling of isolation sets in so bad. That's another reason why I like The Thing.
Awesome movie.
Yeah, the original one, because again, they're isolated. This feeling of being isolated is scary. The suspense, I like suspense. I'm not a big fan of jump scares. I think they're cheap. They are effective, but I think it's cheap. But yeah, I do like some scary movies. Speaking of movies, I was watching Dune Part 2 today because I watched the first one last night.
Muad'Dib.
Dude,
Careful
those
with
movies are
spoilers.
so fucking good.
Isn't
Yeah,
Dune
Alex has
too new?
never seen either one of those. But didn't you and I sit in here and watch Dune Part 1 while Alex was in here? Well, you
I remember
were
a
probably
couple
on your
parts.
computer.
Yeah, I think I was on my computer or something.
Put a
But-
puzzle together or something.
They're
maybe.
so good, dude.
They are very good movies.
Yeah. Hans Zimmer does the soundtrack for both of them.
Really, I would love it.
Very,
Dude.
very rich in lore.
Mhm.
The Dune series are.
Mm-hmm.
It just looked bare.
What do you mean?
A lot of lore, but the movie itself looked bare to me. Not a lot of
Not a lot of stimuli around because they're in a desert.
yeah. It's just
Well-
desert and
Yeah, but
action
there's-
scenes that are kind of.
There's some big sweeping shots of the desert that are beautiful, man.
Yeah.
And most of the monsters, there's around 2 monsters, a big worm and a little worm, I think.
Yeah, it's not about that.
Yeah.
It's more about the political power struggle and
Yeah.
the dynamics of certain aspects of religion and
Yeah.
prophecy, all that kind
Exactly.
of jazz. Your typical
Sci-fi
Fan-
Messiah type deal.
exactly.
Yeah.
Alien Messiah.
That yeah.
We can all put that on Isaac Asimov. This is all him.
So the Bene
Jesus with antennas.
So the Bene Gesserit are this witch coven in Dune, and they spend centuries on Arrakis setting up the prophecy of Paul Atreides showing up and becoming the Lisan al-Gaib.
Lisan al-Gaib.
Lisan al-Gaib.
right.
He's meant to become this thing called the Kwisatz Haderach.
The one who can be anywhere.
Yes, who can be anywhere at once. And it's like they bridge the gap between space and time. Turns out that in this series, it's actually, spoilers, Duncan, Idaho.
Dun dun dun.
But you'd have to read like all the books to know that.
Of course, it's Jason Momoa. Why wouldn't it be Jason Momoa?
Well, it's Duncan, Idaho.
Yeah, Duncan, Idaho, a.k.a. Khal Drogo, a.k.a.
Right.
Aquaman, a.k.a. What is his name in fucking
C?
show C?
I forget, dude. I was trying to think
Baba
of that the other day.
Voss.
Yes, Baba Voss. And what's Batista's name? Baba what?
Oh, I can't remember.
Dude, that show was crazy.
Yeah, it was. C was awesome.
It was
Anyone
pretty
who likes some sweet action sequences and is into post-apocalyptic stuff, check out the show C. It's freaking wicked.
Well, and it's a really interesting concept.
Yeah, it is.
That everybody's fucking blind.
And the people that can see are considered witches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And books are like a real big thing. But the way they like read in that universe is they use knots. So they tie like braids and stuff like that, and they use like this different type of knotting is like, I guess.
Yeah, they feel it's like Braille,
Yeah.
but with rope.
It's very, very cool show. But it starts to get definitely a lot weirder there towards the end. I never finished it.
Neither did I.
Because it just started to get a little too weird for me. Felt like it was going off course. Wasn't enough of, Jason Momoa shoving swords down dudes' throats.
Yeah. Dude, there's some scenes in that where he is just brutal.
Oh, yeah, man. The whole, the chet thing. Chet. They all just start fucking each other up. It's wicked.
Yeah. He does crazy stuff where, because, again, everybody's blind. So he'll, be surrounded by people, and he'll, take his sword and throw it across the ground, and they run after it because they think that it's him. And then he fucking, he knows that they're going to, it's crazy.
He's a witch.
Take, a bunch of...
No, Jason Momoa can't see.
No, his kids, though, they can see.
Yeah.
And
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Honeywa and Kofun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honeywell's got that awesome, sweet shot with the bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Kofun just kind of pisses me off because he's constantly being such a sore.
He fucks his aunt.
Yeah, he does, and I hate his aunt.
Damn.
Yeah, she's terrible.
She is. She's just the worst. She's always diddling
worst.
herself, man.
Yeah.
Constantly diddling herself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that one king of Spain who was so incensed that they said in his all he did was sit on the throne and just fucking jerk himself, man.
Nice.
And they finally got sick of it, and I think they just took him out back and were like,
You're done.
Yeah. We got to put someone else on the throne. You can't have this drooling fucking
Drunk.
incestual
pervert.
guy fucking just beating his meat on the throne all day. France and everyone else is going to think we're weak.
I think France would be along with it. Aren't they about? Hasn't France always been about?
I don't know. I don't listen to people who sound like they got marbles in their mouth. So
The French accent is terrible.
it is. It's atrocious.
You ever run into any French people?
Nope.
Heard enough on TV and online to know I do not like it.
I've been to France.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember you telling me that you fell in love with the first French woman you saw.
Oops.
And she didn't speak English, and you
No.
were just trying.
I want to tip you. I want to tip you. I want you to come back on this ship with me. Oui, oui. No, she didn't say that, but
But yeah, dude. Check out Dune once you're finished with Harry Potter. You said you just watched The Half-Blood Prince, so you only got 2 more. Once you're finished with that, check out Dune.
I'll get into it.
Is that the first time you've ever watched all the Harry Potter films?
I watched the first 2 over and over again when they first came out on cable.
They're easily the worst ones.
They are. I hate the second one. Scared me.
Yeah, because of the spiders.
The spiders and the big snake.
The basilisk,
The
yeah.
basilisk was really...
The basilisk is scary.
Yeah. Voldemort was scarier whenever he had to attach himself to people.
Like we was on the back of that dude's
Quirrell's head, yeah.
Yeah. Whenever he became his own entity, he was kind of a workaround chump.
How so?
I don't know. Zach came up with the point that he couldn't kill a kid over and over again
Well,
due to him trying to work around what happened.
he couldn't. He tried to kill Harry,
Exactly.
but his spell rebounded and hit him instead, and then part of Voldemort's soul latched itself to Harry.
Whatever was alive or the closest.
And
thing.
that's because Lily sacrificed herself.
It's almost,
So she like invoked like ancient magic that Voldemort couldn't fuck with.
ouch.
Yeah, that's why he couldn't touch Harry until he used his blood to come back.
Oh.
Yeah, so Zach's an idiot.
Huh. Yeah, there's clauses in the whole magic thing. It's pretty cool though.
Sounds like a
There's
cheap
Star
way to shit on
Wars.
Harry Potter.
Well, he likes Harry Potter more
he
than Lord of
loves
the
Harry
Rings.
Potter.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I was talking about how Voldemort's bad.
He is bad.
He is.
He attempted child murder.
Yeah.
Couldn't even do that right.
Well, again,
Yeah, there was some clauses that happened.
yeah.
Like in Naruto, whenever you have
It's not like
sacred
he committed
seals are broken.
regicide.
That one cool one with the ghost with the sword in its mouth.
Yeah, the death kami
Ugh.
or whatever it's
They
called.
bring that thing out, I start getting goosebumps.
When I think of Naruto, one of my favorite scenes is that scene. Is it Zabuza? When he's like on that dock fighting like all those ninjas and they're just like stabbing him over and over and over again, and he's just like cutting them down left and right.
Yeah, that's opposite. And then he's full of swords.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's opposite.
it's such a cool scene. I never watched all of Naruto.
There's some ridiculous fights in Naruto. The one with, for like not main characters, the one with Sakura and the old lady, I can't remember what her name is, where they fight, I believe his name is Sasori from the Akatsuki, the puppet guy. That fight's fucking insane. Might Guy fights Kisame, the shark guy.
You see, I never watched it all, but from what I did watch, I did enjoy it.
The only reason I was able to watch all of Naruto is because I started reading Naruto when it was still in Shonen Jump. And then when Shippuden came out, I was reading it week by week on the internet.
Nice.
Dating myself here. Yeah. So
That's a good show, that one.
I like grew up with Naruto.
I had a taste of a lot of things, but I never really got into any of it, such as anime,
It's not too late.
movies,
Yeah, never too late.
books. Video games is what I really,
Yeah.
and that takes a lot of my time, so
Mm-hmm.
I gelled with anime, books,
I still watch anime.
comics.
comics. Yeah, a lot of comics.
Currently watching Dragon Ball Daima.
Really?
Yeah, it's good. The animation is top notch.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
The last anime that I watched that I like thoroughly enjoyed was Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Really?
it was so captivating.
10 out of 10.
Oh,
Attack on
yeah.
Titan's so
Sean
good.
said the same thing.
It's
He's
so
been getting into that.
so good.
Now I gotta watch Attack on Titan.
It's really good.
I really like Jujutsu Kaisen. It's good too.
Have not watched.
Yeah, it's good. But yeah, dude, Attack on Titan from start to finish is just fantastic. If you want to get into anime, there are like a couple to start with that are like, short, wrap up in one season. Like Cowboy Bebop is a great place to start because it's I believe it's called an anthology where like not every episode bleeds into the next episode.
Yeah.
There's only like 26 or 28 episodes of Cowboy Bebop. The music is ridiculous. It's revered as one of the greatest anime of all time. Spike Spiegel is one of the greatest characters in anime of all time. And then Parasite the Maxim, one season, wraps up. Very good. Trigun.
Yeah.
I would start there if you want to get
I feel like
into anime.
Dirty Al would really like Space Dandy.
Yeah, probably.
Space Dandy's pretty cool. It's the same guy who made Cowboy Bebop and like Samurai Champloo. But basically, clearly based in space, but he's like a alien bounty hunter. But it's all more comedy. But every episode, it's also like an anthology. But there's like certain episodes where he has like he just goes through all sorts of different kinds of dilemmas. But the main thing he's only wants to do is he wants to go to this like intergalactic like chain restaurant that's basically Hooters, but it's called Boobies.
Yeah.
So he just always wants to be at Boobies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like really into babes.
Yeah, he loves the ladies.
He has a pompadour. He's kind of like a space Johnny Bravo.
Yeah.
Okay, I could get down with that. That sounds
Yeah.
like an anime that's...
Yeah, it's really funny, but it's really cool. And in some episodes, it gets into some like serious, more philosophical like kind of concepts. And the ending is really cool, and I think you would actually like it a lot.
Cool. I'll check it out.
Death Note is really good.
Yeah, Death Note's awesome.
Never got into that.
Full Metal.
Yeah, I was trying to
Watch
keep
that.
it to stuff that. Did you really all of it?
Yeah,
No
both of
shit.
them.
Wow.
The Brotherhood and the regular one.
They're both very good.
Yeah.
Brotherhood's better, but they're both very good.
The monologue between Scar and Wrath is one of my favorite like anime monologues ever. It's just so deep and impactful, and
Scar's the dude with like all the tattoos on his arm
Yeah.
that can transmute stuff.
the vigilante.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Wrath just, Fear Bradley being Fear Bradley.
The
It's
greatest
just-
sin.
Yeah. It's wicked
You know,
stuff.
in a couple movies, Wrath seems to be the one that's...
Yeah, I mean,
There's...
look at Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Main character is Wrath.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
but Escanor is more powerful than Meliodas.
Yeah, Escanor is such a badass.
Escanor
too.
is a badass. Do you not watch Seven Deadly?
Is that...
It was a Netflix
Oh,
anime.
no,
it was
I
very
didn't.
good.
Yeah.
I was thinking more along
Little
the lines of
fan
the Brad-
servicey for me,
Yeah.
but I also really enjoyed Code Geass, and it got a little fan servicey at some points.
Loved Code Geass.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, I was trying to. You said about Full Metal, but I was trying to keep it like to things that are shorter. If you're not like a huge anime fan and you don't want to run through like a bunch of seasons of stuff. But yeah, I mean, then like once you get into things where you can watch multiple seasons, Full Metal's good, Code Geass is good,
Agreed.
Evangelion's fantastic.
Oh, Evangelion's amazing.
Yeah, and again, deep as fuck.
Another
You
one,
watch the last episode of Evangelion, and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Another one that's deep as fuck, and there's not a whole lot of it, but so they're into movies, and there's like the old original like 90s anime, but Berserk.
Oh yeah.
Man, you want to have like existential crisis and just really think deeply about life.
We had to take a pause on Berserk after the
Eclipse.
the blood eclipse. Yeah,
It was just so wild.
it was. We were not prepared.
You like dark fantasy and want to have some nightmares, watch that shit. Fantastic. Also, a really good read. I have not finished the reading, but
The
really
art's, I heard,
oh, the art's incredible.
captivating.
Troy and I actually got to see original manga panels.
Yeah, that was cool.
From
Rurouni
Rurouni
Kenshin.
Kenshin. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a signed picture from the illustrator of Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah. We both got one. It was really cool.
It was cool. We didn't even have to wait in line that long.
No.
Really?
And we were just walking around and seeing a line and asked them what the line was for, and they told us, and we're like, oh, hell yeah, we're just going to post up here.
It
Yeah.
was in Boston. They had
Boston.
and they had a art gallery for some anime artist that did a specific character, but drew that character a million times in a million different ways and stuff.
That's cool.
And the person I was with was like, "That's lame. We're not doing that." So I
Really,
didn't get
you're
to check
lame.
it. So I didn't get to check it out or something. We looked at other arts of the 14th, like BC shields and stuff
That's cool.
in the museums.
Troy and I, when we were at Otakon, Adam was with us, but Adam ended up like bailing on us because he had to go and buy booze for like one of his friends that was there, and so we just ended up getting to do like a bunch of really cool stuff. And Adam, unfortunately, was stuck trying to find this dude at this giant convention center, like full of like thousands of people.
Tens of thousands of people.
And Troy and I, at another point, like we went to like the Sword Art Online like panel and like, got to meet like the illustrator, the author, and we got to watch them like draw live and stuff like that. And they did like a raffle for the drawings.
That was cool too.
Yeah, how much did that guy offer that girl who got the Kirito picture? It was like he offered her a lot.
He offered her
of
a pile of money.
He wanted it bad. I waited until after the panel was done to ask one very specific question, because they were talking about the influences of the show, and it was like Skyrim, Final Fantasy, and other stuff. But in my mind, I heard Skyrim, and I was like, I have to know what this guy played in Skyrim, just for like a kind of mental note. And I asked him, and he looked at me because he clearly needed his translator. His translator told him, and the dude just laughed. And he was like, I played an Argonian battle mage. And I was like, that's pretty sick.
I don't think you would enjoy Sword Art Online.
No, I think you'd get tired of that pretty quickly.
I think you
honestly.
would as well.
It's a little definitely fan servicey.
Well, and like it gets really off the rails at a certain point.
Yeah. Sword Art Online could have been so cool. I mean, the main driving thing of the show was like the love interest between him and, what was her fucking name, Asuna?
Asuna.
Yeah. That was like the whole thing. Like, it was just all about them like trying to be together and stuff.
Really?
But
when
like,
they give up on beating levels and just decide
Yeah.
to live in the game for years and have a kid and stuff, it's like, okay, get back to fucking being badasses.
yeah, like I want to see like more like because everyone in the game specifically had like some sort of special skill that only that person had. Like Kirito's was like what, dual wielding.
Dual wielding.
There was that one dude who had like the shield, but it's like if they would have like elaborated on that a little bit more, and like did more dungeons and stuff like that, it would have been way cooler.
Is this a video game?
The thing, no, it was they're trapped inside of like a VR video game.
Yeah.
And
If you
geez.
die in there, you die in real life.
Yes, that's the point I want.
And if you if someone like takes the headgear off of you in real life, you die.
Ouch.
Because it's like a neural interface thing.
Oh, it's connected to your brain.
Yeah.
a lot of
Ouch.
people though, when they think of that type of anime, a lot of people forget about like the early 2000s, like Dot Hack series.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Dot Hack sign, like it was like the original Sword Art.
Dot
And-
Hack was good.
Oh, it was so good. Awesome intro song too, and just really good like. Because what the one person like the rabbit or whatever was like a hacker or something like
Yeah.
that, or like some. It was just crazy. I remember watching it late at night with my
Me
brother.
too.
Yeah.
Dot Hack Sign was
Yeah.
the first one that I ever saw.
Yep, same here.
Dude, and then like as far as like other short anime things that you can check out if you want to get into anime, literally anything by Studio Ghibli.
Oh yeah, movies.
Anything. Like if you want one that's a little bit more adult and a little bit more actiony and kind of darker, but still very story driven, Princess Mononoke.
Oh yeah.
If you're just in it for like the splendor and wonder of the worlds that Miyazaki creates, Spirited Away. And you watch those two movies and tell me you're not fucking hooked on Studio Ghibli. And then check out The Boy and the Heron because it's...
I still haven't watched that one yet.
Do you have Max?
Yeah.
It's on there.
I know.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Max just also put out like this Watchmen animated.
Yeah, I
series.
saw.
It's like the first episode's like an hour and a half long.
And
I really want to watch
a
it.
Dune series as well.
I did see that.
I haven't watched it yet.
They have a quest on Discord about Dune.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Just an application I use is giving out quests for Dune, like the series that's coming up or something.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
For HBO Max, I believe. And what was the other one you were talking about?
The Watchmen.
The
Yeah, I
Watchmen one,
just
yeah.
watched that maybe 2 nights ago.
The movie?
I turned on the animated series, which I thought was the movie, and then I watched the movie. And it's, to me, it's the boys before, it's corrupt superheroes because it puts a human element behind
Yeah.
superheroes.
Well,
It is the boys before the boys was a thing. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
They're just assholes.
you ask a
Kind
lot
of.
of like comic book purists and people who just have whose lives are really immersed in comic books. A lot of the times, if you ask them what the greatest comic book of all time is, a lot of them will say The Watchmen. Like that's a very large, agreed upon opinion with comic books.
Is that Alan Moore?
I think so. Yeah.
Kills it. He
Yeah.
also wrote V for Vendetta.
Yeah.
I believe The Watchmen was my first comic book I read.
Yeah.
And I didn't
It's
know what I was
very-
reading
it's
because it
very
was
good.
it was out of my realm of thought.
Right.
Because they were talking about Marxism and socialistic
Right.
politics, and everything was a
Then there's,
gamble of good and bad
Mhm.
depending on their decisions.
and you're constantly seeing like the doom crier, like who's
Yeah.
got the sign. You know, the end is nigh. It's really cool when you find out who that is.
Yeah, and I watched the movie when I was in the Marine Corps, and it brought back the comic that I read, and I was like, no way, and I liked it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good
A lot.
stuff.
It's fantastic.
I love comic books. Such a
Yeah.
great thing.
I just bought my buddy Zach at work. Him and I were talking about books, and he bought me a couple books, and he was talking about how he had never read 1984 or Fahrenheit 451,
Oh my.
right? And because he bought me books, I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So I was like, I'm gonna get you a book as well. And so I bought him V for Vendetta because it's kind of along the same lines of 1984 and
Yeah.
Fahrenheit.
Dystopian, like
Yeah,
futures,
exactly.
yeah.
Like an overruly government and
Mhm.
dystopian-esque future.
Someone mentioned V for Vendetta with an idea I have with two-step verification, but with the government and your security, where they make you two-step verify that it's you
Mm-hmm.
by signing you up for the draft or shipping you out. You know what I mean? Because the only way you can secure your protection is if you protect yourself,
Right.
because no one can promise you anything, kind of like on the internet.
Bless you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And they brought up V for Vendetta like an overbearing government that, was it totalitarian, or the state knows all, does all, is all?
Yeah. Big brother.
Yeah. Yeah, the government really
Or the
oversteps their
feds.
boundaries in V for
Another
Vendetta.
another cool movie that's kind of got like that same presence going on is Equilibrium.
I've never seen it.
Oh, what? Christian Bale?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
It's like no one is allowed to experience emotion, and if you do, they basically just haul you off and stuff like that.
Zach was just talking about this the other day.
Well, there's
and
an-
about how he goes into like an attic and it's full of like magazines and records and stuff. And as soon as music starts playing, he starts crying and he's got to like hide it.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. But whenever he said about that scene, I was like, dude, I feel like I've seen this.
Blade and I used to talk about it a lot, so you've definitely. I feel like
Maybe
you-
I have.
I feel
seen
like
it.
you had to have seen it. There's like
We
the
used to
whole
smoke a
gun-
lot of pot.
The gun foo thing, where
Yeah.
the gun kata, and yeah, it's just really cool. And like at one point, I think he finds like a puppy and stuff like that. He
Yeah.
starts to like feel
Yeah.
like emotions towards like the dog, and yeah, he just has to hide it all.
Yeah, Zach was just talking about this movie. That's
Sounds
crazy.
torturous.
There's like a group of people that basically like live underground that like all can still feel their emotions and stuff freely. And it's just it's really good. It's a cool concept. I mean, it's a little outdated with the action and some stuff, but still really cool. Worth a watch.
Gun Fu.
Yeah, his name's Cleric.
That's a cool name.
Yeah.
Christian Bale, dude.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
actor.
Fuck yeah.
Damn straight. But once again, he's an actor.
He is.
He's just playing pretend.
He is.
We can't put him on too big of a pedestal.
I also have to say, so like my favorite Christian Bale movie was Batman.
Great one.
But now I like Robert Pattinson's Batman the most.
I still haven't watched The Batman yet.
Also on HBO Max.
I threw
Yeah,
it on
I
the other
know.
night. Fell asleep.
One of my favorite
Movie
Christian
sick.
Bale performances is probably what's the one with him and Hugh Jackman? The Prestige.
Oh yeah, that's
Yes.
Great movie.
A good movie. Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yes. Did you ever watch The Illusionist?
Yeah.
I can't think.
Prestige is better.
I thought you were going to say Reign of Fire.
Oh, Reign of Fire is awesome.
It is awesome. It's not a good movie, but I fucking love it. I like some trash movies though.
Same.
You know, I'm a big movie guy, but I'm not like a movie purist. I love the movie Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, good one.
It's a trash movie. It's bad, but I love it. I love League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Same.
It's a trash movie,
man.
but I love it.
You just keep naming them off, man.
Wild Wild West
Yes.
with Will Smith. Those movies are bad, but god damn, I love all those movies.
One that I always tell people about, and I always get like the kind of sideways look. There's like two of them. that I used to watch when I was a kid, and it was The Dark Crystal.
Love that movie.
So do I. I love The Dark Crystal. And Warriors of Virtue.
Is that the one with the kangaroos?
Yeah, the kangaroo like warriors.
Yeah.
It's all like based in like I think Taoism or something.
Yeah.
But it's really cool.
Um,
Corny as fuck, but
Dude, who shits on the Dark Crystal?
a lot of people are like, it's got puppets, and I'm like,
What?
yeah, Jim Henson was a goddamn genius
Yeah.
who created this whole fucking world. And
That's for babies.
If
Who thinks that?
Shut. What? Oh, when people think that I don't know, assholes who don't enjoy super
For
awesome
babies,
epic
the
fantasies.
Skeksis are scary as shit.
They are nightmare fuel. Man.
Nightmares. They steal your soul with a crystal.
Yeah,
It's terrifying.
dude. You know when Netflix came out with like the Dark Crystal series, that was like based on the past. I loved it, dude. It was so.
I
it was-
also loved it.
It was done so well, and then they got rid of it. They didn't like extend it, so they could put like some dumb fucking smut show on there for all these goddamn kids, and it's like, okay, so we're gonna get
That's why we got
get rid of
Netflix.
the award-winning Dark Crystal show
I loved that show.
to put on some fucking heap of hot dog shit. It's like, yeah, it's a brilliant idea, Netflix. It's like, why don't you just keep fucking up? I can't wait till you go under.
See what I'm saying?
Just like how you fucking butchered The Witcher too. If I could get my hands
The
on some
first season of
Netflix
The
people, dude, I would fucking.
The
Yeah, they
first
put on-
season of The Witcher is ridiculous. It's so good.
It was awesome. And then the second season, I was like,
a little bit worse.
Yeah.
And then the third season, I did not watch.
yeah, it's like, what the fuck even happened here?
I like when you get to see Yennefer's tits.
Oh hell yeah, I like when you get to see all them titties.
Yeah.
It's like more, please.
Mm.
Henry Cavill, you lucky
Boobs. God
dog,
damn.
man.
Dude, this might be just me, but like I think he might be the most handsome man on the planet.
I think a lot of people would agree with you.
He is strikingly good looking. He's like 6'4", jacked out of his mind, has a British accent, loyal to his wife, loves video games.
Loyal
God.
to his passion. So like any video games or like books or lore like Warhammer,
Yeah,
Witcher.
he's very into that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, man. Very.
He
cool
almost
guy.
missed the audition for Man of Steel because he was raiding in World of Warcraft
Yeah, that's badass.
for like 14 hours.
Yes.
Yeah. I think Henry Cavill might be like one of my favorite people. And again, strikingly handsome. He's like 42. I aspire to be that good looking in 10 years.
He is Mr. Steal Your Girl, but
He
I don't
is.
think he would because I think he's just that much of a gentleman.
We're gonna make a
he's
movie.
he's also very loyal to his
And
wife.
he's an actor, but you know what? I don't care. I'll put that man on a fucking pedestal because he is cool as fuck.
He is cool.
We'll make a movie called The Bitcher, and it's just
Us complaining about stuff.
us complaining about how we're not him.
How we're not Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
The bitcher. Fuck.
Man, why I gotta be so short, man? Why I gotta be so not muscular, man?
Man, how come I can't be 6'4"?
Yeah.
Be jacked to the fucking gills.
Man.
It's my genetics.
I have a glandular issue.
I'm not a millionaire because it's my genetics.
It's my genetics.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like I could just curse the world for not making me like filthy fucking rich or like
Right. Our
devilishly good
our first
looking.
mistake was being not born to rich parents.
Exactly. Damn you, Stephen and Tammy.
Right. When you really think about it,
Damn.
it's our parents. It's our parents' fault for not being millionaires. How dare they?
Yeah, not.
Now I'm forced to work a fucking 9 to 5.
Yeah, wagey.
Yeah, I'm a wage slave.
Yep.
Or a salary slut.
Ooh.
Salary slut wouldn't be too bad, I guess.
Till they
but-
work you 50 and you realize you're making less than the wage slave.
Yeah, and you're not. You don't get overtime when you're on salary.
No.
either.
Nope.
Yeah, that sucks. Fuck that.
But you also then, on the opposite side of that, could work 20 hours in a week and make the same salary that you're making. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very true.
There's like a... It's
Give
like
and a take.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, too bad my parents didn't have like oil money or something.
Yeah. That'd be
Wow.
cool. Like on that.
Or lottery money.
What's
That's
that?
the only money I think of
Your
around
dad's like
here.
an oil
in
tycoon,
PA,
like in
other than steel.
Yeah.
What
Lottery money.
hardwood? What people own?
The thing about
Lumber mills.
the thing about lottery money is like you didn't earn that money. So like no one who has ever won the lottery ever retains their wealth. Like they all go through it and become bankrupt quickly because you didn't earn that money. So it's like they don't understand how to live with it. Does that make sense?
It does. Then what's the point of winning it?
Well, you know who wins the lottery every single time?
The government.
The government.
Yeah.
Go government. Go.
They want their piece of the pie.
Every time they win the
Oh
lottery.
yeah. Shit, when you're dead, they still get a piece of your pie, man.
Fuck yeah, they do.
I'm like, oh, we'll just make your family members pay.
Dying's expensive.
Damn straight.
Ouch.
Put me in a fucking coffee
Throw
can.
me in the trash, dude.
And do not bury me. If you ever if I've said this to Dirty Al many a times, and some people out there listening might think this is offensive, but I think graveyards are the biggest waste of fucking space.
I don't disagree with
In
you.
a world where more and more people are coming up, yeah, let's just give land to the dead. It's like, because no one's going to go and visit their great-great-great-great-great-grandfather's fucking tombstone. It's a waste of space. Stop doing it.
I agree.
These could be places where we could put new homes, new businesses.
Strip clubs.
Exactly. But instead,
Didn't Hooters go under? I don't believe it's still a thing.
Well, it's just
No, there's still
PG-13
Hooters.
strip
Is there?
club,
Yeah.
right? Food and boobs or women.
Hooters
It's a little
kicks
objectifying,
ass.
right? I
Yeah,
agree.
but those women, they're okay with it, right? I mean, they're the ones who go and apply for the job. It's not like anyone's twisting their fucking arm, being like, you gotta work at Hooters.
You got nice tits. You got to go work at Hooters.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you can do.
I heard they let flat girls work there now.
You think they'll let men with boob jobs work there?
Probably. It's
I-
2024.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, I'm Dirty Al. I'll be your waiter. Don't mind these double D's.
Don't mind my big sloppy tits.
Don't shave your chest either. So it's just like hairy, like big boobs.
Yes.
Don't shave your face.
No.
I said that to Evan about it. I was like, because our friend Evan's a bartender, and I was like, Evan, you need to just get some like big fake tits and wear low cut shirts all the time, and just like hat like real
Get the
hairy
tips.
like big tits. But hey, eyes are up here, man.
Yeah, quit looking at my
Yeah.
big fat jugs.
Stop objectifying me.
Right. How dare you? I'm a human.
He's like, shaking like a drink like mixer and stuff like that.
Yeah, just bouncing his tits.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That would be funny. Again, he doesn't shave his beard.
Yeah, gotta let the beard go too.
Yeah, you have to.
And then I make more money than the ladies because I'm charismatic.
Yeah.
It's not about the boobs. It's about my charisma.
Until you start talking about being the Antichrist and people are like, this guy's fucking weird.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm running for Antichrist. I'm not. It's like a...
What's your platform?
Let's get an Antichrist you know instead of one you don't know.
Okay.
Well, let's get this out of the way now before it gets bad,
Can't have everyone fighting over who's Antichrist and who's not, so.
Right.
Might as well be you.
And
Yeah.
I've stated it before. We'll start a website up and you can get your abortion virgin sacrifice certified by me, the Antichrist, once,
Brilliant.
pulled into the position.
Right.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Because I look at the third coming of the Antichrist, in my opinion, is someone that says, hey, I'm going to steal your watch. And you say, no, you're not. Then you look down to see what time it is and you realize he stole my watch.
But not just your watch, like the
Your
whole
pants, too.
Yeah, and like the wrist and hand that your watch was attached
Yeah.
to.
Almost
You
like a
look
thief
down.
in the night.
Gone.
Yeah, and it's just gone.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. It'll be Antichrist Central.
Nice.
Because you need sacrifices for your cause, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We take those. They got to go somewhere. And
We
I'm
take
not
those.
advocating
You know,
for women to get them. I'm just saying if you have to get one, you might as well get it certified as a virgin sacrifice.
Gotcha.
You know who I feel would have a really good stance on this? Alex Jones. I feel like he would.
I don't.
Well, I mean, just I'd like to hear his opinion. on
Well,
what he thinks about.
he would
this.
say-
About Alex being the Antichrist? He would be like, Don't you come anywhere near me. You're going to try to steal my Marlocks. Interdimensional child molesters are coming through your fucking kids' windows in the form of x-rays.
Aliens are telepathically talking to you to manipulate you in ways to think that they're deities so that you can destruct havoc on this world so that they can come down and cultivate it.
I mean,
Exactly.
Have you seen some of this shit that's been happening lately? Like, Alex Jones did say some of this stuff was going on, and
You
everyone
say
was
a million things and 10 of them are right.
One
Yeah.
but one of the craziest things about Alex Jones is as much ridiculous shit as he says, there's a nugget of truth in every crazy thing that man says.
Yeah.
Well, he's a human just like us, going through the same things like us.
He's so erratic though that it's fucking hilarious.
I like when he gets all worked up.
Exactly.
He
Poor
starts
fella.
screaming.
People getting him irate for no reason. All he's doing is just trying to
It's fucking funny. It's like if
do
you
a
took,
cause.
it reminds me of, like, he took like Chris Farley and mixed him with like Senator like Chris Christie or something
Yeah,
like that.
that's a good example of who Alex Jones is.
Oh shit.
InfoWars, baby. He just said some wild stuff.
Oh yeah.
They're demons.
They're putting chemicals in the water to make the frogs gay.
Turns out they were putting chemicals in the water to make frogs asexual.
Yeah.
Yeah, because frogs can do that. Frogs can produce without a mate. Certain amphibians can. I've heard. They can also lose their tail. Some salamanders lose their tail and grow it back. It's almost like growing a new salamander. Does a new salamander grow out of that tail?
Probably
and then you
not.
have two salamanders?
They probably need like a central nervous system.
Like a brain.
Yeah,
So if you cut the brain in half, will it grow like a starfish, two brains?
that's a good question.
Oh wow.
I don't know enough about salamanders
Like some
to.
Hydra type shit.
Where do you think?
Did you know that clams don't have a central nervous system?
They're just a muscle?
Yep.
No brain?
Yep.
That's
Just
crazy.
like an organ?
Jellyfish are the
floating
same way.
around.
But still living.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, they don't have a central nervous
Talking.
system.
You get to heaven and you realize there's the apostle to the clam.
Dude, so I work with plants, right?
Yes.
And for a while I've had this kind of feeling that, like, I think that plants are intelligent, and I think that they communicate with one another, and I believe that in years to come, when we become more aware of life and what it is, and our technology gets better, I think we'll kind of come up with a way to interface with them on like a deeper level. And won't it be funny whenever all the plants are like, quit fucking eating us? Like, they're just so outraged. They're like, we've been screaming at you guys for thousands of years and you haven't fucking heard a word we've said.
about
Stop
smoking
fucking eating us.
The tree's gotta be pretty pissed though too, man.
They're plants.
They're all going to be pissed.
Yeah.
I read a book. I have
No, you
it.
didn't.
Okay. I looked at a book and realized I couldn't read.
What are these scribbles?
It was Secret History of the World,
Uh-huh.
and they talked about how people may have came from plant pods. We used to be plants.
That's what happens in Trigun.
Yeah,
Oh,
plant
my
people.
goodness.
Yeah, they're called
I
plants.
couldn't read the whole book. I was unmedicated at the time, and weird conspiratorial thoughts really didn't
You?
jive with my brain. And it was a big weird conspiratorial book that I bought on the secret history of the world. Like I was on to something that others weren't, even though it was being
God.
sold for $9.99.
Everybody
at
loves that
Barnes and
feeling,
Noble.
right?
Oh yeah.
Of like being in on something that no one else knows.
An inside joke.
That's like why I think flat earthers are a thing.
They're
So they can think they
ridiculous.
know something that nobody else
Yeah,
does.
because they think that
Truth.
they think that they know like a level of truth that other people don't know.
There's layers to the truth, and we're just...
Yeah.
We were kind of like that for a little bit when we were doing like copious amounts of psychedelic drugs.
Right, but we
That's
to
the
the
thing, though,
right,
yeah.
that's the thing. Is like to the point we were blown out of our minds for months at a time on psychedelics, mushrooms and LSD.
Yeah, we weren't sober thinking that the
Fuck
fucking world
no.
was flat or anything.
And even after a week after huge doses of mushrooms, your brain is still like you're still riding this fucking delusion that you had when you were tripping fucking balls.
Oh yeah. But there are some things that happen under the
What
influence of psychedelics.
What were we really delusional about, though?
So
Transcending, I think.
a higher mode of thought.
Dude, I have seen some stuff
Enlightenment.
on high doses of mushrooms that, like, I still to this day don't understand necessarily what I saw.
Yep.
One time, dude, Drew and I were sitting in the grass. It had just finished raining and then the sun came out. Drew and I are sitting in the grass, and I mean, we are tripping off like huge doses of wet mushrooms, right? So like we didn't dry them out, and we are just faced off these things. And dude, I'm not kidding. I look at Drew and I saw this fucking blue prism floating like in front of his forehead, like a sim character. Like this blue diamond floating in front of his where his third eye would be. And it was drawing in energy from the sun and radiating it in 3-dimensional space with every fucking breath he took. And I was like looking at him and I was like, this can't be real. And I closed my eyes. I could still fucking see him there with my eyes closed. I was like, what is happening to me?
It's almost like your brain can see without its eyes.
It was crazy.
Oh yeah, that was like with the Tibetan singing bowl. We had this like group of like 10 people. We were doing this big trip, and everyone was just kind of like, you know, being it was a little chaotic at first because everyone was, you know, tripping balls and was starting to kind of roam around. And we had learned that when we were tripping, that the Tibetan singing bowl like had like this weird, almost like kind of hypnotic like effect on us. It was nuts.
It would freeze you in your tracks.
Yeah, the minute you just ting it, it was like you're paralyzed or something.
The vibration from it you could feel across the room.
And I took all these people into this room and I was like, let's meditate. And they all, you know, fucking looking at me like, Drew, you're fucking nuts, man. Everyone sat down, dude. I fucking hit this bowl and it was like everyone just eyes were all on me at one time. And like one by one, all their heads just like went down and everyone was like in this fucking trance. It was wild. And it was like what Troy was saying with like the colors. It's like I could close my eyes and I could just see all these colors from like everyone in there. And it was like, you know, blues, like a lot of blues. There was like one like this like magenta color. But it was like I could feel who was who. It was really weird. You know, it's psychedelic, so you don't know how much is actually real and how much is in your fucking head. But everyone left. But that magenta was still sitting there, and it's like I knew who it was, and I'm like, Troy, I noticed you stayed, and I just heard him laugh.
He wasn't looking at me. He was laying on the ground with his face down on the floor. Wasn't looking at me. Everyone gets up and leaves except me, and he
Maybe
without
he knew where you
looking
sat down
at
in
me.
the position. Did you guys move positions at all?
No,
don't
everyone
know.
was sitting in the
Process of
same
elimination.
spot from.
He goes, Troy, I noticed you stayed. And I was like, what the fuck, dude?
And then, I think that was when we sat there, and then like I think Blade and JP came back, and that was when we were doing like the Hari Krishna shit.
Yeah. And like oming,
Yeah.
sitting back to back, oming.
Oh, that was crazy.
It was crazy. Dude, that was quite the day.
Yeah.
Like, we all eat our mushrooms, and one person didn't have a good time.
Oh no.
And as soon as the mushrooms started to hit this person, the hot tub was too hot for them.
Way too hot.
And they did not have a good time. They started I'm in the kitchen making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and Drew starts fucking with the singing bowl, and like it like froze me. I was like, I can't move. I was like, yeah. And then this person screams at Drew. Screamed at him to stop fucking with the prayer bowl.
Yeah.
And Drew, the way the kitchen was set up, you could like see through it into the living room. And Drew like looks at me and kind of does this like let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I was like, I knew something bad was getting ready to happen.
And so we walk outside and Drew's like, let's go for a hike before this person's bad time ruins our good time. So we wander off into the woods, and we were in the woods for a good hour and a half maybe. We come back and like everybody's chilling. Some people were playing frisbee. Some people were just like staring at the grass. And the dude whose house we were at, he's like sitting in this glider looking at like I think he was looking at like a Sublime poster or something. I don't remember what he was looking at.
I think so.
He had like real crazy long hair at the time. And we were like, where is because we accounted everybody. We were like, where is this person? And he like puts the poster down and his eyes are just massive. And he goes, hot tub was too hot. She called her parents to come get her. And he just goes right back to looking at the poster. And it was so funny.
That was our thing too, because we don't, the hot tub
was too hot. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some wild stuff on psychedelics, man.
Yeah. Twice.
Shared delusions.
Almost like your brains are a collective.
Blade and I were sitting close to this, because the way that this person's property was, there was like their yard and then it went into this field. And like, so we were laying on this blanket staring at the tall grass in the field. And at the same time, we both saw these like little elves, like these little people. Not like trolls, like not like with the crate. They look like
pixies or something.
Yeah. We're like in the grass, like looking at us. And I looked at him and I was like, Blade, are you seeing this right now? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, what the fuck are these things? And he goes, I don't know, but wouldn't it be crazy if I just picked one up and threw it? He's like, wah! It's so funny.
I did a whole cut with a friend one time.
You split it with him, or you ate the whole eighth?
I split the cut with him, so it was half a cut.
Gotcha. So like 1.5 grams.
Yeah, and it was a whole.
Oh yeah, that's plenty.
Yeah.
And he was on his phone doing face swap on Snapchat.
Oof.
And we look at it, and our faces are swapped, and we start laughing. We look back at each other, and our faces are still swapped.
Right.
I see my face on his face, and we scream at each other and grab each other like some Scooby-Doo cartoon. And after that, he said, don't look at your penis. It'll freak you out. And I said, don't worry, I'm too afraid of the mounted bear in the corner of the room. I thought it was going to come alive and eat me.
Yeah, sure, of course.
that
Until
was
he drug me outside.
They used to always say, like, don't look into the mirror
Yeah,
when
people
you're
say
tripping.
that all the time.
And, man, I looked into the mirror, and it was fucking nuts, dude.
It's cool.
Hell yeah, it is. And then we were, like, I was, like, turning the light
Yeah.
off, and then, like, turning
Yeah.
it back on, like, looking into the mirror. Just, like,
It's cool. Everyone says that. They're like, don't look in the mirror, you'll get freaked out. And like, we were staring at ourselves in the mirror. Dude, at one time I saw myself as like a child and as an old man at the same, in like every iteration of myself in between, as I'm like staring at my face in the mirror.
I had, like, the whole, like,
It was like morphing.
Yeah.
So, say you have a reflection of two mirrors and you're standing in the middle and you lift your hand up, and the very far reflection of the reflection in the back is
Lifts
the
the
hand
opposite
slower.
hand?
Is
Oh.
it slower?
I don't think so.
It's just the same speed.
Well, light travels pretty fast. If you could
Okay.
perceive things very quickly, then yeah, it would be a little bit slower, but
I see what you're saying.
yeah. Dude, one time we were like, we got like our eyes real close, and we were again like turning the light off and then turning it on and like watching our pupils shrink and dilate and shit.
it was fun.
Yeah.
Another time I took the whole
Eighth.
cut, the whole eight.
That's
Somebody else
there
took
you
the
go.
whole eight.
That's a fucking trip right there.
And I watched a Hall & Oates mustache float off the TV and
Fuck yeah.
go into a cat.
Fuck yeah.
Someone's knocking on our door.
Yeah, someone's knocking.
Uh-oh.
I'll go check.
You want me to pause this?
Sure.
All right.
Intermission?
Alex is I hit play again. Alex is making coffee, so it's going to be a second before he gets back, but
Yeah.
yeah, we were talking about psychedelics and about how Alex said he ate an entire eighth of mushrooms one time and saw Hall & Oates mustache float across the room. An eighth is a serious dose. It's hard to say that summer that we ate all those mushrooms. It's hard to say how much we were eating because we were eating them wet. We didn't dry them out.
No.
So when you eat them wet, it's like, it's different. You know what I mean? Like the doses are way off because they're heavy as shit because of all the water in
The
them.
potency, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, way more.
Dude, they're way easier to eat wet, too. Like, people say
Yeah,
about,
they don't taste
drying
like
them.
shit.
Yeah, exactly. When you
Burnt
dry
popcorn.
them, it's like, no, they, like, get stuck to, like, your mouth and stuff like that. It's, like, coated. And it is just
Like this.
terrible. Yeah, you're good. No, you're cool. But
Yeah, I don't like dried mushrooms.
we had that one.
I mean, I'll eat 'em,
We
but-
had one single cake. All of our jars got contaminated. All of our jars. Like we probably had like 20, 30 of them.
Something like that.
All got contaminated. But we had that one cake, man, that just produced and produced.
Yeah, it flushed like 4 times.
Oh, it was awesome. And then
Dude, that first mushroom that came off of that thing,
so cool.
crazy. There were like all these blue veins running to the middle of this cake. And it popped off one mushroom that was maybe this tall, but dude, the cap was like this big around.
Oh man, it was huge.
And the stem was like this big around.
Oh, wow.
And dude, our buddy ate the whole fucking thing.
He was like, it's presenting itself to me, man.
He did it in like 3 bites. Ate that whole mushroom like, and the whole mushroom was in his mouth.
Was that when he was like, I'm going into town
Yeah,
with all
dude,
the
he was
mushrooms?
he was on one.
He's like, I'm quitting my
I'm
job.
quitting my job.
Oh, man.
I will march to town.
Like an hour later, we're like, Jake, we're
It's okay.
we're like, are you really gonna quit? And he's just like, nah. He's like, I like my job.
Yeah, he's like, I can't do that.
That's funny.
It was so funny.
I had a buddy tell me I partied so hard I quit my job one time after they fired me for 2 weeks, and then I took 2 weeks vacation off, so it was off for a month.
Mm-hmm.
And unmedicated at the time, and that whole month I just abused alcohol, so it threw me through a loop of,
Oh yeah,
so I quit.
Nice.
the booze will get you.
Oh yeah.
It's like what
I just didn't wanna not-
Leahy's always saying, you know.
I didn't want
Liquor's
to.
in control.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to go back and really irritate people even more, if
Right.
that makes sense. So I was like, I better just leave before I get fired. Even though I could have got unemployment and milked the system, I figured just get a new job.
We were coming down off a trip one time. I don't remember if it was mushrooms or LSD. We were coming down off a trip, and Blade kept talking about how bad his head hurt.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, hit the fucking bong, dude. Like, smoke a little bit of weed. I guarantee it'll make your head feel better. And he did. And then we got to talking like how we are now. And like an hour goes by, and I was like, how's your head feel? And he goes, I honestly forgot all about it. I was like, does it feel better? And he was like, yeah, it feels better.
Nice.
Yeah.
The old shed.
Oh, man. Some crazy times in that fucking little shack.
One of my favorites is that time that we went to that Halloween party.
Oh, my gosh.
And we brought back that chick, dude. And she was just fucking giving everyone lap dances and
She
shit.
got naked.
She actually did.
Jeez.
Dude, and she ended up with the most unlikely dude ever. Like, he's like smacking her ass and shit, dude. She's so into it. Like,
Yeah, she was.
fucking, he was like burying his face like in her like.
We just kept playing.
What a hound.
We just kept
dude.
playing the song Play by David Banner.
That's right.
Come, girl, I'm trying to get your pussy wet. Work that. Let me see your drip sweat.
Oh shit! It was
Yeah, she
so
gave us all
funny.
lap dances, dude. That was crazy.
Oh yeah, wild night.
Dude, that guy that she ended up with, he was something else, dude. Remember when he put that fucking Chevy 350 in a Pontiac Fiero?
Yeah,
He was something else.
he was. He was a strange man.
That one day, JP was with him, and they're going to Walmart. And this happened to me as well in the Fiero. 2 different times this happened with this guy, where we were riding with him, and he starts smoking a bowl, and it smelled like shit. And it's like, what is that? And he goes, oh, crack. Do you want some? Like, fuck no, dude. I don't want some.
Dude, that was like that time that we were all chilling, dude, and he's like pulling everything out of his fucking backpack, dude, and he just pulled out like a brick of heroin. And it was like, dude, what the fuck? I was like, I'm not cool with this. It's like, I want to go home.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he was wild.
Yeah, remember when we started going to parties, dude, and he had like that fucking like 45 mag had like the scope on it and
Yeah.
shit like that, and he's just like, yeah, I brought this for protection.
Nice.
It's like, dude,
MAGA guy from.
All right, we're chilling, bro. You don't need that.
yeah. It's like, what the fuck is
Dude.
going on?
Remember that time we were in the shed and we were all shooting each other with airsoft guns?
Oh yeah.
And Brady showed up, And he sat down for like 30 seconds, saw what we were doing, and then just got up and walked away,
Yep.
got in his truck, and drove the fuck out of there.
I remember that.
He was having no part of our reindeer games, dude.
We were always on some crazy shit, dude. Like doing something wild.
I was always trying to hang out. It was a dry county in high school where I went.
This was like
Not that you guys were partying that way. I'm
We
sure
would have, dude. You would have fit right in.
Well,
Yeah, man.
you gentlemen were a little older than me. What, 2 years older than me?
Yeah, but still,
Which I hung out with older.
you two are
kids
you
and
two are
younger
the same
kids.
age, aren't you?
31, yeah.
It was just really tough. I had friends that would do anything for me and whatnot, but their parents were something judgmental.
That was one of the reasons we hung out at this shed, was because dude's parents were so fucking chill.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they didn't care if we got fucked up. They didn't care if we smoked weed.
Yeah, just
Just don't go
responsible.
nowhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the whole thing.
Be responsible.
And respectful. Don't like break shit in their house and stuff. And we didn't. We were
That's
always
good.
very.
Don't shit in the garden, but someone did that.
Yeah, someone did that once.
Don't piss yourself on the couch.
Yeah,
Oh no.
yeah, someone did that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being irresponsible scared me in my teen years, even though I was. That's the only thing I knew how to be because I didn't have any experience. What are you going to be 18?
I mean, I think that's just about every teenager.
This was
no
like-
teenager's really that responsible.
This was more though like
we
in
let him
our
drive.
early 20s. Like I was 21, 22 when we were hanging out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
here.
I was like 19 around then.
Yeah, because I was the first one to turn 21 to buy us all alcohol and stuff.
I was in California.
Nice.
CAC second time.
This one person, dude, every single time this person would hit the bong, literally every time, they would hit the bong, clear it, sit up as they'd clear it, and turn right towards you and cough in your face.
Yeah.
Every time. To the point that we would start putting our hand in front of his face so he would turn and cough into your hand. Because it's like, cough forward. Like, why are you coughing in our faces?
Or cough into the bong so the water goes everywhere.
Cough into
He-
like your arm
Yeah,
or something.
Dracula
like that.
cough. He would do it constant, every single time. Dude, we had this grav bong that was something else, man.
Oh, the Gravitron.
The Gravitron was a fucking monster of a grav bong, dude.
Yeah.
It's
Peak ingenuity.
it really was. And it's crazy looking back on it, the volume of the bottle that we used, that we could clear that thing.
Yeah.
Because boy, oh boy, if I tried that now,
Oh, I'd die.
I would die.
Huh. One hell of a
Collapsed
good
lung.
Dude, it was one of those
Oh.
Gatorade bottles that was like
The tall ones.
this big around and like this tall.
Yeah.
It was huge.
And we kept it in like one of them big cheese puff containers.
Yeah, cheese ball containers.
Oh yeah, dude.
But the thing was, so we had like a bowl, like a bong, like bowl stem. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah.
it didn't fit any of our pieces, so we like, put it into the cap.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
And
about.
then we had our other buddy who's quite good with like putting stuff together.
Engineering.
Yeah, he was really good at engineering, and he like took like some pens and stuff like that, cleaned them out real well, and like attached them to like the bottom part of the stem, and got it so it would get in the water. And so when you'd pull this grav bong, it would actually like percolate and bubble,
Huh.
and it just made the hits like so much smoother.
It went down through the smoke.
Yeah,
Because the stem of this bowl piece that went down through the cap was really long. Mm-hmm. And he noticed that whenever it was full, the first couple inches that you would pull, it would bubble down into the smoke. So he just extended it almost all the way to the bottom of the bottle. So yeah, when you'd pull it, it would go down all the way and then bubble up through the water. It was ridiculous. And the bowl head was enormous.
Do you remember when that girl came out and she was like
Talking a bunch of shit?
Oh yeah, dude. And we like stuffed the dude. We did like it was like hash keef weed, hash keef weed.
Sandwich.
Like just stuffed it. Like I mean, we stuffed this fucking thing, dude.
Burned
And we're
it
like,
all in one pull.
yeah, ripped it all in one pull, dude. And she fucking hit it, dude. She turned green, man. She
Yeah.
was not talking shit anymore.
Yeah.
She was dunzo.
She was making fun of us for coughing after we'd hit this thing.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, you guys are pussies." Like,
So we're like,
coughing like that.
It's like, we'll fucking
Huh.
show
And
you.
so, yeah, dude goes, weed hash keef, and burned it all in one pool and gave it to her. And she was laid back.
Dude, she turned like green
Yeah.
and then it was like pale and like
Sweating.
Oh yeah. It's like I've been there before too.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah, so have I.
And she got weed sick, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
careful.
happens, dude.
You should be careful whenever you enlighten yourself. The trajectory is the middle of the sun sometimes.
Oh,
Yep.
she shouldn't have been talking so much shit.
She shouldn't have been talking so much shit.
You know what else I think about that I think is really funny is like, dude, we would just sit out there, we'd get stoned, we had like a couple of different things we would do. We'd either sit after we got stoned because we always got stoned. We'd either sit and bullshit. We'd play video games and listen to music or watch TV, or when the weather was nice, permitted, we would get in that hacky circle.
Oh, yeah, we'd play the fuck
And
out of
we
hacky
had
sack.
this spot where we stood like every day, and we like basically had wore all the grass. It turned into like a fucking mud patch in this dude's yard because of where we would stand and play hacky sack. Every
Yeah, we
day.
played the fuck out of hacky sack.
Then we got really into airsoft.
Yeah,
there for
we
a
I
did
had a
while.
get really
hacky
into
sack.
airsoft.
No one ever played with
I
me.
have two
though.
hacky sacks in my car right now.
I had a
We-
big fat one and a little one.
We used to play all the time.
Constantly.
I'd play in my room or out in the yard.
We'd
Just-
play for hours.
Yeah.
I could never volley it more than like 5.
And then we'd go smoke more weed
Yeah.
till the sun went down. And then we'd go inside and either watch TV or play video games.
Yeah.
And then once we got a little older, we started drinking. So we would smoke
Yeah.
weed during the day, and as the sun was going down, we'd start drinking.
Yep.
Yeah.
We used to do wild stuff drinking too, man. I'm glad that this is like part of the reason why I don't really think I drink that much anymore now that I'm in my 30s is because whenever I was like 21 to 23, we went so fucking hard on alcohol.
We did.
A lot of people do. Because you're...
Yeah, but some people like don't let it go. Like it's like I got it all out of the way. Dude, we were drinking like box wine out of beer bongs.
Yeah.
And we would make jungle juice in this big cooler and take it to parties with us
Oh yeah.
with like multiple handles of vodka in this thing. And then we'd pour like punch in it and all kinds of shit. We used to get so fucked up and drive home.
That was back. I didn't really drink a whole lot back then.
No,
That
you
time,
didn't.
though. I smoked a lot of pot.
Yeah. Yeah, you were
I was usually the sober
yeah,
one.
you usually were just smoking weed.
Yeah. California sober, that is.
Yeah, we would the rest of us drank
I remember that time we went to
like fish.
that party, and it got busted by the cops.
Oh yeah.
And I legit the only drink of booze I had that night was, I think Troy asked me, he's like, "Does this taste too strong to you?" Took a sip and I was like, "Yeah, it's too strong." And he's like, "Perfect." But we go into this party. I think party is maybe going on for like an hour. Cops show up. Everyone's freaking out and lines everyone up. And he looks at me with his breathalyzer and he's like, "You gonna pass?" I was like, "I hope so." And he's like, "That means no." And guess what? Passed. But you know what the shitty part was for everyone else? Was that he did not change that fucking breathalyzer and made everyone else put their fucking mouth on it.
On the same tip.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I was the first one to go. Like, thank God that happened because it was absolutely disgusting. There's, people crying, mainly the girls. "Oh, my life's ruined. I'm going to get an underage."
Blade,
Oh, wow.
Blade and I were both 21 at the time.
Yeah.
The cops made Blade and I pour out everybody's alcohol except ours.
People were getting mad at us because we kept going, "Goddamn kids screw around too much."
Oh, my...
People were like, "You guys need to shut the fuck up. This is serious." And we're like, "Goddamn kids screw around too
Quit
much."
screwing around. You kids screw around too much. Yeah, dude, they made Blade and I pour out everybody's booze in this drain in the floor in the garage. Blade and I are just pouring fucking handles of booze down the drain, except our booze because we were of age, so we were allowed. And then we left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went to another party that got busted. That one at that.
Oh,
in
yeah, when we
Bracewood.
ran into the woods.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Dude, we didn't get caught.
Let 'em
No.
chase you.
Our buddy
we
went
didn't
back.
get caught.
He went back. He was, they can't still be there. Poor dude got in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So
We-
he should have just waited it out with us.
We were all sitting
I took a nap.
on the tailgate of his truck or in front of the tailgate of his truck smoking a joint. And we saw the state cops drive by. And they drove past and we were like, those were cops. And sure as shit, we saw him bust, like a little bit down the road, we saw him bust a Yui, and we were out. And again, what's funny about this, I was 21 at the time. Yeah. I didn't have to be scared. But boy, oh boy, fight or flight kicked in, and I took off, dude. We ran through the woods. And we came to this, we came to this clearing, like the woods went, it was like woods, a field, and then woods on the other side. Drew, Blade, and I ran across this field and sat right against the tree line, right? Yeah. And it was a full moon, and so you could see, we were like, if anyone comes out of that side of the woods, they have to cross this field before they get to us. And they can't see us because we're sitting in the shadows of these trees. So we'll see them and we'll go into the woods. And we sat there for a minute, and I think it was you, Drew. You were like, I still got that joint.
Oh, yeah.
And so we finished that joint, and we were just sitting there. We saw a shooting star. Yeah, we were just sitting there. We didn't get in trouble.
Nope. Remember that crazy party we went to? The Moon Towers? Yeah. And they like got, oh man, dude, there was hundreds of people at this like fucking giant field party at this place called the Moon Towers. It was this one dude who hosted this flag football league that we used to be in. He's like, Christmas in July, come. And so we go, man, and dude, like I said, hundreds of people, vehicles everywhere. It was like people from like all over the fucking county where it was at this party. It was just absolutely ridiculous. Cops show up. Everyone started fucking panicking and freaking out. But the cops, there were so many people, the cops didn't even do anything.
Yeah.
But because of this panic had basically set in, dude, fights were breaking out like every other fucking corner. One dude got like stomped by like 20 fucking people at one point.
Oh my God.
It was absolutely fucking crazy.
I drove your neighbor over here. I drove her and a couple of her friends home, me and JP, because we were sober enough to drive, and they were shit-housed.
It was crazy.
And they were sitting in her car crying. They're like, we don't know what we're going to do. I was like, get in the fucking back. We're out of here.
I ended up in the woods with a couple of my friends and this random dude.
I bailed.
He was like, the guy was like really into Naruto. He's like, my name is Choji. And I was, after we like dropped the dude off and stuff like that, I was kind of like, I was poking a little bit of fun of Adam, and my friends were getting all pissed off. They're like, dude, Choji was fucking cool, man. You need to lay off. I'm like, it's just a little bit of, poking fun. It's not like I'm sitting here calling the guy a fucking dweeb or anything.
Remember how mad he got when we would, because like Natasha was real into those videos of like people with Down syndrome being like, my name's Steven and I'm a movie star. And we were laughing at him so hard one time, and dude freaked the fuck out. He was like, that's not funny. It's like, all right, whatever. Mr. King of I know what is and isn't funny.
Yeah.
The funny police.
Right. Dude, JP and I one time were rubbing these balloons.
Oh, dude, I remember that.
we were like rubbing them, and it makes a terrible noise. And then like like pulling the air part, pulling it real tight, and it would like yep. And then you like pull it and squeeze it, and it makes again a bad noise. Dude, he screamed at us, stop it. He screamed at us, dude. It's so funny.
That was a good one.
Yeah. JP and I are like, yeah, that's bad, right? Not so bad for me. I'm the one doing it.
Yeah, but then he would also do things to try to get people's goat. Like, I remember I did not like it when everyone would start fucking throwing the rocks. Because, like, dude, I swear to God, that like at certain points, people would just start picking up rocks and fucking throwing rocks at each other. Dude, and it sucked, man. Because I think like 3 different times I got hit in like a fucking tooth, and I'm like, please stop throwing rocks at me, you guys. And like it was mainly that same dude who got mad about the balloon shit. He would not stop fucking throwing rocks at me.
A rock's not a cool
No, dude, it hurt, bro.
Yeah. We were delinquents, dude.
We also there was also this awesome birdhouse. That like sat like on like this like table that had this giant fucking like spider web right outside the like the birdhouse hole. and we would like collect bugs and throw it into this web, and like you'd see this fucking big wolf spider just come like right to the edge of like
Bless
the
you.
darkness, and like he'd just come out like lightning fast and like scoop up this fucking bug and bring it back in. So we would just get all fucking stoned and like sacrifice bugs to this spider.
Put your finger on it.
Dude,
Hell no.
the first time we ever did it, when that spider came out of that thing, we were, oh my God.
Oh, dude, it's
Sacrificing to the
huge,
god.
man.
Dude, and one time we were sitting in the shed and
Oh my God.
we had the lights off and it was like just a candle burning on the table for light. And finally we kind of got tired of it and we were like, all right, turn the lights on. And we turned the lights on, and in this empty chair beside Blade was this enormous wolf spider just chilling on the
He
fucking
was
chair.
just in the chair.
It
yeah.
was huge.
Just looking at you guys, chilling with you guys.
It was scary.
Dude, he didn't even move. He didn't even flinch. He just stood, just sitting there, man, on the
Yeah,
chair.
we weren't having it.
No, I think we did smash him.
I think, yeah, that or we like left promptly.
Do you remember those giant fucking hornets? that
Yes.
just come out there?
Yes. One landed on dude's leg one time and he was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know
Yeah.
what to do.
Dude, you could hear those things like.
Fucking mountain hornets, dude. They're like red and yellow.
Ew.
They're crazy,
yeah.
man. This is the only times I've ever seen those were out there.
Mm-hmm. Nasty motherfuckers, dude. Hairy, nasty motherfuckers.
Yeah, big.
Huge. Like the size of your pinky.
Armored. Those motherfuckers are armored,
Mhm.
man.
They were terrifying. Yeah, we had a lot of good times out there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I miss that dog, man.
Oh, yeah, he was a good dog.
Great dog.
Yep. Bucky.
Bucky, dude.
He was like a husky Labrador mix.
Beautiful dog.
Yeah, and he was so sweet.
We called him the DD.
Yeah.
Dude, that dog would find like the most fucked up person and he would just buddy up with him like the whole night.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool. So it's like, you're like, where's Bucky? And it's like, he's probably with so-and-so because that person's real fucked up. And when you know it, you find the guy, you find Bucky.
Bro, you remember that time we were playing beer pong and you were so drunk you couldn't fucking stand?
Yeah.
And you were making every goddamn shot?
I do remember that. And then that girl kept trying to take credit for
Yeah,
it.
she kept trying to take credit for winning. And it's like, bitch, you missed every cup. Drew can't stand. He was like Drew's like leaning against the wall to hold himself up. And he's sinking cups. And it's JP and I versus Drew and this chick. And man, I mean, Drew was just beating the shit out of us. And it's like, how is he doing this? His eyes are closed. Yeah, he's so fucked up.
There wasn't a whole lot of games that went on, drinking games that went on whenever I was 21 to 23.
Most of the time, our drinking game was drink the beer.
Yeah. Answer the riddle on the, what was it, the lion's head. The cap.
Yeah,
We did that a lot.
we sure did.
I could never get them. The only one who ever actually would get them was Troy because Troy was so witty.
Mm.
Still is very witty. Short-minded.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I couldn't get them. I was way too dumb for that. I'm like, a riddle.
They had a bar on base called Heroes.
Okay.
We would go to occasionally. It was all right. The only bar you can low crawl home from.
Right.
I never got a shirt. You might be able to get one online. But there wasn't a whole lot of. You weren't allowed hard liquor in the barracks. The bar was the only place you could get them, and they were kind of weak drinks and still a little expensive. And they tried to keep. You were allowed to drink, but to keep the riffraff down.
That was like
Because people would get too drunk and punch windows, and
Right.
next thing you know, they have lacerations on their arm or stuff like that. Tomfoolery.
Mm-hmm. Skylarking.
Mm-hmm.
Skylarking. Chip Skylark. That was like when I lived in Virginia. There was like 2 bars you could go to. The one was, it was like a nicer bar, like, you know, kind of like your average Joe type of bar. But then the other one was connected to a Chinese restaurant.
Yes.
It's called
Nice.
Tongs. Yeah, but that was, they had the pool tables there and like the dance floor and all that stuff. That was the cool place to go.
Yeah.
The other place though was just, it was always so damn packed. The manager though at that place liked me for some reason, and like he would be sitting outside on the porch every night when you showed up, and he'd have like top shelf liquor shots like lined up, and he'd give you one if he liked you. And like I'd show up and he'd be like, "I got a shot of Patron for you," and I'm like, "Why do you hate me, man?" But he'd say, "No," he said, "It's for you." Basically, he would just sit there and tell me, try to get me to like work and stuff like that, like at his restaurant. And I was like, I don't know.
Fuck his daughters.
Come in, drink some water, fuck my wife.
Might as well. I ain't gonna fuck her.
Yeah, it was an all right little town, but that Chinese restaurant with the bar was pretty. It was low key fucking cool.
What about strip clubs?
There was no strip clubs. It was a really weird like college town, man. So there was like a law school there, and there was a military academy, and so like everyone was just like, I don't know. It was just very weird town. It was cool, but still very strange. It had like a sushi bar, and you're in fucking Virginia, and it's like, well, that's a bit strange. I worked there for a little bit.
Drew, when was the last time you were at a strip club?
The last time we went, man. Bridget the Midget.
Dude, 2 times in a row. Not in a row, but like 2 times we took Drew to a strip club. And Drew spent his entire 2-week paycheck in one night at the strip club.
Oh, yeah.
One chick or just for the whole night?
Oh, no, just the whole night.
Oh, yeah. It'll happen.
Well, the first time was on one chick. Well, it started out, so she gave me one free lap dance.
Was that the time it was you, me, Adam, and Derek?
Yes.
Okay.
And, yeah, I spent like almost all my money on this one dancer. It's very stupid of me, but it was cool. Still had a good time.
Yeah.
We actually became like friends, got a real name and stuff like that.
Might as well.
Yeah. We were friends on the Facebook. Very cool. And then the second time we went, there was like a bigger group of us. And as we're like at the door guy's like, you guys here for Bridget the Midget? And we're like, what? And he's like, yeah, the porn star, Bridget the Midget, she's going to be here tonight dancing. And I'm like, this sounds fucking dope. I was like, yeah, I'm here for Bridget the Midget. So we get in there. At one point, Troy and Blade and Natasha are all like at this table just talking.
Yeah,
like
we were
this
outside.
One girl.
We were outside.
And JP was kind of posted up somewhere else too. And me, man, I just kept buying dance after dance.
Big spender.
At one point, dude, I threw out like a fucking 50. I didn't realize it because the girl looks at me. She's like, I'm going to give you a dance after this, And I'm like, wow. I'm like, what did I do? I was like, I must be like fucking, a good bit of an ego to me. I'm like, I must be hot or something like that. And then I realized, I looked down. I'm like, I fucking threw a 50 out there, damn it. I was like, it's not like I can just reach back out and be like, I didn't mean to do that.
Nope.
No.
I got that dance though afterwards. So that was cool.
Dude, that
Then I
night,
bought like 4 more.
that night that you, me, Blade, Natasha, and JP all went to the strip club, that was crazy. Like, first of all, I'm not proud of this, but we were drinking Coors Light Pounders on the drive to the strip club.
And I was buying Jaeger bombs.
Yeah. And we killed, I think I had like 4 or 5 Coors Light Pounders on the drive. I was driving. Not proud of that.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But I remember we pulled off at a truck stop along the highway because I had to piss so bad. And we went into the bathroom, and I'm pretty sure there were 2 truckers in there fucking, and JP and I immediately turned around and went out, and I just pissed in front of the car.
You'll
have that.
The first time we went to the strip club, they're like, so the strip club was closing. And like, there's another strip club. You guys can all go there. And it seemed like everyone
Open until 6 a.m.
Everyone knew where it was like at. So we're like, we're trying to figure out where the fuck this place is. And I like roll down Troy's window, and I'm like hollering at these dudes. I'm like, hey, and dude, these guys all start getting like, what the fuck you hollering at and all this shit. Let's just say they were.
You don't need to say it.
Yeah, they were a certain demographic of people. They and I think they thought I was trying to elicit them for sex. Because they were getting extremely offended the fact that I'm like trying to contact them out the side window of a vehicle in front of a strip club. So they just were probably extremely sketched out, and I wasn't thinking that way, you know what I mean? I'm just a simple fucking country kid, man.
Yeah, we were also wasted.
Yeah, extremely. I was probably slurring my words a bit, too. Long story short, though, we found the titty bar.
We did.
Troy and Derek did not come in.
No.
They had their own separate adventure.
Well, we did go in for a little bit, and then Derek and I wanted to smoke some weed.
Yes.
So we went out to my car and got stoned, and then to go back inside, you had to pay the cover charge again. And so we said, fuck that, and we found this one woman outside, and we started talking to her, and, I mean, she was attractive. And, you know, I was like, you want to come smoke some weed? And she was like, sure. And then she busted out a bag of cocaine. And so, yeah, Derek and I had our own adventure.
Right.
Driving this lady to her house. She kept talking about her daughter.
I went to a strip club up north. Blew $1,700.
Jesus Christ.
Damn.
Halfway through the night, I was blasted on whiskey. Jameson. And this wasn't drinks. These were shots of Jameson over and over and over.
The good
again.
stuff.
Oof.
And I never touched any of them. I just was throwing 20s out like they were dollar bills.
Right.
Because why not? And I remember saying to a buddy, I really hope nobody has a problem with me acting this way, because I am throwing a lot of money around. And he said, don't worry about it. And he lifts up his pant leg, and he has a gun on him.
Jesus Christ.
Nice.
And I go, oh, wow, uh-oh. And he slaps me on the shoulder. He's like, don't worry if they take that one. And he pulls up his other pant leg, and he's got a second gun.
What if, like, don't worry, they're both fake? So if someone calls my bluff, we're fucked.
Yeah. I didn't say anything. I just was like, all right.
Dude, speaking of tomfoolery and buffoonery, remember, this is also, I'm not necessarily proud of this, but remember when we were going through like a bunch of lean?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that.
And we were like doing wild stuff with it, dipping our cigarettes in it and letting them dry out and then smoking them.
Oh, yeah.
And boy, they would get you fucking
Surprised
sideways,
you didn't
dude.
OD or something.
Sideways.
We got twisted, man.
Oh yeah, we went to a party one time, and we weren't there for an hour, and we went out and smoked one of these fucking.
I think that was a joint we had that time.
Was it?
Yeah.
It may have been. And dude, we came back and people were looking at us like, "What the fuck are you guys on?" Because apparently we just looked zombified, dude, and we're like, feeling good.
Oh, yeah. We got into that stuff pretty heavy there for like a month or two.
Yeah. Well,
So we ran out.
right. That's because we had a shit ton of it.
They'll give you codeine cough drops for strep throat sometimes.
Damn.
Man, dude. That warm, fuzzy feeling, it was so great.
Well, the dude, the one guy that we used to buy weed from, he showed up one day with this huge bottle of it, like a fucking half gallon of it. Like I don't know where he got it, but it was a huge bottle of
Pharmacy truck
fucking
wrecked.
codeine and promethazine. And he was like, "Yeah, I'll like sell you guys." You know what I mean? So like he would sell us like small bottles of it. And then, yeah, eventually we ran out. So
Like
obviously we
like
had to.
tincture bottles or something.
I think he was using travel-sized mouthwash bottles. Looking back on it, I think he went to Walmart, bought like a bunch of travel-sized scope bottles, cleaned them out, and I think that's what he was using.
Drugs scare me.
Dude, yeah,
Nah.
drugs are crazy.
Now, yeah, but boy, whenever I was in my early 20s, I was 10 foot tall and bulletproof, man.
I remember one time I was hanging out with some people, and they were all really into pills, and they had their like dealer come over, and this chick pulls out like a fucking freezer bag full of pills, just random assortment. She's like, "Oh yeah," she's like, "I got Clonopins, Opana, Xanax, Perks."
Jesus.
Like, dude, she had it all in this giant, dude, like a giant bag, dude. You'd have thought it was like a fucking bag of like
Skittles
Lucky
or something,
Charms
yeah.
or something, like but nothing but the marshmallows. It was just wild. I also, one time, to one of the dudes we used to get shit off of, I remember he had a boat of E. Like, there's a lot of fucking ecstasy, man. I was like, that is crazy.
Well,
I guess
dude,
they fucked up. That's why you would get that stuff.
Augie Doggy had a booklet of acid, man.
Yeah. He had everything.
Yeah, he did.
The dude was just
A booklet, Alex.
he was wild.
Like a Bible.
Yeah, like a little. Imagine like a Post-it booklet.
Yeah.
But each one of those is 100 perforated squares of LSD, and he had like
100
10
on
pages of it.
Do you remember when he was living in that church with those dudes?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Remember I asked that guy, I was like, what's that tattoo on your chest? And he's like, it says, are we human or are we dancers?
Yeah.
And I was like, you like the Killers? And he's like, no.
Yeah.
But he was in like some sort of dance crew. And they were like all trying to dance. None of them were in sync. It was
Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool.
it was funny. But they were all living in like this old church, dude. It was just the wildest shit.
Yeah. Doggy was just fucking blasting people off on DMT.
Oh yeah. That
We were
was like,
sitting in this little room, and it was like the only chill spot in this entire building. And people would come in because they knew that Doggy was in there with all these drugs. And he would be like,
I got to be the briefcase man.
yeah, and he would just, yeah, he had a briefcase full of drugs.
He'd be like, Drew, hand me the briefcase. And I'd be like, yeah. Fucking.
Yeah, and then he would give Drew, he would blast Drew off on DMT. But like people were coming in, and he would talk about DMT, and they'd be like, I don't know what that is, and he'd be like, $10 and I'll let you try it. And then he would blast them off, and they just did not understand what they were getting into.
Oh no.
It's like, that is not a recreational drug. Buy the fucking ecstasy pills and get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
or like the pop
Crazy.
brownies.
Yeah.
Because he had a shit ton of pop brownies on him that night too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, dude, I watched so many people blast off, and
That one guy ran out of the place.
yeah.
Ran out.
I remember at one point this one dude came in. He's like, "What you guys doing?" And we told him. He's like, right on. He's like, you guys are my kind of hippies.
Yeah.
He's like, named Sparks. And I was like,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a cool fucking name, Sparks. I was like, who gave you that name?
Dude, that something like that happened at the Cow U house too. That one day we were all sitting up in Emily's room, just chilling, smoking weed. We were tripping, and like these two dudes came up to smoke some weed. And again, like it was like two separate environments. Like outside this room, it was loud. There was music. People were drinking, and it was kind of chaotic. And then you came into Emily's room, and it was like lamp lighting, like dim lighting, quiet. And we were just like all kind of sitting in there smoking weed and bullshitting. And like these two dudes came in, and I don't remember what we were talking about. Something existential, because we were fucking blown out of our mind on mushrooms. And this dude like looks at his buddy, and he's like, this is where it's at, dude.
Yeah. I do remember that.
And they hung out in there with us the rest of the night. That whole house ate ecstasy one night. That was crazy.
Yeah. Was that the night that Jordan came up when we were all watching like the movie, and he just came up and turned the movie off and
Start playing guitar.
Yeah, dude. That shit. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
And then he got mad that none of us wanted to listen to him play guitar.
Yeah.
He wasn't that good.
He's in a band now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. King Catfish is the name of the band. Shout out.
Huh.
Cool. Who's this
Yeah.
guy?
His name's Jordan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I remember one time he kept trying to like vulture my fries that I got from Spuds.
Spuds fries, baby.
Oh, dude, I used to
Golly.
I went in there so many times tripping balls, and I was just like, oh, God. Dinger and I went in the one time as we're going in. These people were talking about starting up their Quidditch team. I was tripping so hard, and Dinger's just like, yeah, but that was crazy for you.
Dinger dropped a bunch of pretzels in an elevator one time when he was tripping. And he was like looking down at him, and he like looks up at me, and he's like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, just pick them up.
Oh.
And he goes, I can't. And I was like, why can't you? And he's like, they're everywhere. And I was like, they're not. They're like right here.
Were you there at the time that dude and his girlfriend came over and were like giving like Quincy a bunch of shit?
I don't think so.
Oh, man, that was a crazy one, too.
Over drugs?
Yeah, something like that.
These were just two.
I can't remember. I was tripping really hard, and I just remember these people came in and started to get, like getting all loud and shit like that. And I was like, well, this is wild. Wasn't expecting that.
We had some psychedelic fueled adventures.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
I remember-
It'll kill some time, too. Good 6 to 10 hours.
Yeah, depending on how much you eat.
Yeah.
One time I was down in Virginia, and I was with a couple of my friends, and we were all tripping balls. Like, I mean, we were like, I think we were on acid and mushrooms.
Hippie
And
flipping, baby.
We walked by this one dude that apparently my one buddy had beef with, and I didn't understand this. But, like, the dude looks at my friend, and he's like, "What's good?" My friend stops, and he's like, "What's good, motherfucker?" And, like, we all turned around, and there's, like, 4 of us, and this one dude and his girlfriend, like, we all just, like, locked eyes on this dude. And, like, I mean, our fucking pupils were probably huge, and we probably all just had this weird look on our face. And this dude took one look at us, and he just fucking turned around and walked away. It's like, yeah, dude, some weird shit's about to fucking happen if you try to fight us. I don't know what's going to happen. You might get your face bit off.
Right. Yeah, you rip your nose off your face.
Mm-hmm.
I might start punching myself.
Right. Right. I might start crying.
Yeah. I might try to hug you and tell you everything is all right.
Right. Expose your biggest insecurities. You don't want to fight me, man. You want to fight your dad.
It's not. I'm not the one you're really mad at.
Yeah.
Like that Key and Peele sketch. Well, it sounds like you really know what's going on with yourself.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like,
The bully. Yeah.
When I see people reading for fun, it really makes me angry. And then, the dad shows up and, like, basically does, like, the same thing. Get in the car so I can whoop your ass because I'm not happy with my life.
Yeah. Key and Peele. Key and Peele sketches are fun.
Projecting his father.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I like the one where he's like, one of them's the president, and he's like talking about looking out for like all demographics of people, and every time he talks about gay people, the camera pans.
Dude.
Yeah, he's like,
You know, it's a sketch that kind of reminds me of that, but it's from I Think You Should Leave.
I love that show.
That one where it's like the court case, but it's those 2 people making fun of that guy. They were like embezzling money, but at the same time as they're like talking about like how they're embezzling money from this company, they're making fun of Tim's character. Like, did you see that hat he had on? It was like a fedora with like safari flaps. And they're like, did you also see the tiny cubes in his fucking pocket? They're like, I bet he has dice. And then like pans to him in the courtroom, and he like pulls the dice out of his pocket and tries to throw them at the dude's feet. It's so stupid, but it's funny.
That show is funny. Dad, I got good news and bad news. The good news is Mom's alive. The bad news is she's sleeping with my boss, Raj, king of the slams.
Yes, he is very cool.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, Sergeant. All right, I'll see you later, Dad. I love you. Say it back, say it back, say it back.
That sounds funny. I watched a couple episodes of that. It's way out there.
It is. It's
funny.
weird. But it's funny.
One of my favorite ones, I think it's Tim Heidecker is in it. And it's like, it's supposed to be like for like a pacemaker or something like that, because the dude was having heart conditions. And he's like, when did you notice you were first going through these problems? And he's like, well, I was at a Club Aqua. And he's like,
yeah.
Club Aqua? How the fuck you get in there?
How'd you get in there?
I built a deck on the back. No shit. But like the doctor mainly, he doesn't even really care about the heart thing.
He says, he's like, I noticed between these hours and these hours, your heart rate spiked. Oh yeah, I was jerking off. And he's like, were you at Club Aqua? No, I was jerking off.
He's like, all right, I popped in. Don't tell me you were jerking off when you were at Club Aqua.
Yeah, dude, that one's fun.
You know, I really want to go to Haunted House.
Yeah.
I want to go to Haunted House more than I want to go to Aqua. I heard they have a trap door. They don't. I read online that they do.
And then he's like there dancing, and he gets a text on his phone. He's like, are you at Haunted House? And he's like, no, I'm jerking off. Yeah. This is funny, like the fact that we're just like quoting something funny. I guess we've like run out of original things to say, but like It reminds me of every time I see the meme where it's like before memes, guys just used to quote Step Brothers and Chappelle's Show for hours at a time.
It's true. Or old school.
Yeah, Anchorman.
Yeah. Just movies or TV
Adam
shows.
Sandler is a staple.
Yeah.
Quoting Adam Sandler movies. He's still around.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's really did what you do before memes.
Yep.
Him and Seinfeld are both Jewish.
Yeah, they are.
What's the deal? Alex does a pretty good Seinfeld impression.
Oh,
It's
let's
funny.
hear it.
I gotta be in. Okay. Here it goes. Seinfeld. My girl's a mouth breather. She breathes through her mouth.
Nah, he's done better than that.
I don't know.
Don't
We put
don't
him
let
on,
that
we put him on the spot.
Yeah.
One of my favorite
about the pencil.
There's a good one.
one of my favorite Rodney Dangerfield bits is because he was like kind of king of the one-liners. One of my favorite Rodney Dangerfield bits is he's like, I was talking to this girl. She kept saying, "Come over, no one's home. Come over, no one's home." I went over, no one was home. Yeah, that's such a good joke.
No one was home.
Imagine. Yeah, come over, no one's home. You go over, there's literally no one home.
Where are you?
Wasn't a joke. I was being for reals.
I told you.
I told you
home.
no one was home. Why would you tell me to come over?
Needed you to house sit. Got you there now, don't I?
Can you feed my dog?
I,
He's aggressive.
I'm bringing someone back to the place. Can you check to make sure I didn't leave a floater in the toilet?
Right.
That's a good reason to.
If someone did that to me and I checked and there wasn't, I'm gonna leave a floater.
Yeah, I'm gonna shit in the tank of your toilet,
Yeah.
upper decker.
I'm gonna dirty some dishes too. Like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna make myself some
make an
food.
egg sandwich.
Yeah. Fucking waste my time. I'll make sure it's not wasted.
I leave the garage door open sometimes, and my
Oh,
neighbor
yeah,
freaks
you do.
out, especially in the wintertime.
That
because it's
neighbor of yours is something else, bro. When your buddy was here and he goes into the laundry room where there's 8 washers and dryers and he wasn't aware that they weren't communal, your neighbor freaked the fuck out on him.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Crazy.
Craziest part is too is that she also uses our trash.
yeah. There's a weird thing that people have where it's
For me,
please
but not
for
for
me,
you.
but
Yeah.
not for you.
Yeah.
Because if we both get the same thing, then I don't know.
Then no one's truly benefiting, I guess.
How am I supposed to piggyback off you if you're piggybacking off me? Then we're both just laying on the ground.
Yep. Help me help myself.
Right. Scratch my back and I will never scratch yours.
I'm going to fuck you in the ass and not give you a reach around. How's that sound?
Rude is how that sounds.
Exactly. No lube either.
Discourteous.
Yep.
You're a fucking asshole.
I'm a real
dude.
piece of shit.
You're actual fucking asshole.
Well, I'm fucking asshole.
Yeah, trying to fuck some asshole. Not for me. I don't like it.
What, poop holes?
It's so close.
I'm not into butt sex.
Yeah, poop holes are not loopholes. It's still sex. Remember that, people.
Right. I'm just not.
Anal is not abstinence.
Well, it's sodomy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like. You get shit on your dick. It stinks. And this is going to be really vulgar, but the asshole is only tight for like 2 inches, and then it's like not tight anymore.
Yeah, for big cocks like yours.
Whereas the pussy's tight the whole way up. So like when you're fucking in the butt, it's like going like this up and down your dick. It's like a cock ring. Whereas like the pussy's tight the whole way up, and like if a girl knows how to do that grip thing with it, it's even better.
Hachi machi.
Yeah. Sorry to get so vulgar.
Mhm.
Oh,
I'm on the same
fine
page.
with
I
me.
agree.
Yeah, I'm not into anal sex. It's
Some
not
of
for me.
the listeners might not like that, but
Yeah,
you know what?
I think our demographic is mostly men. I don't think a whole lot of women listen to this
Why would
because
they?
right, why would they? We're just a bunch of fucking animals with nothing really interesting to talk about.
What's
Yeah.
a half male version of The View? A more conservative.
I don't think one exists. You know what?
Yeah.
Maybe we should be the ones to do that.
That's what I'm insinuating.
Mm.
We have
could
to
be called like The Vision.
Oh,
Ooh.
I like that.
The site.
And we just talk about things like, wouldn't it be nice if this happened for us?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's and then everybody else kind of bandwagons one like, it would
be.
A bunch of rich entitled women talking down to like all their guests constantly and getting upset whenever they like counterpoint them. And then they fucking sit there and whine like some sort of victim.
You've watched a lot of The View, I take it.
I've watched when they have certain people on there, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you know, come up with my algorithm. It's like so and so puts The View in their place.
Nice.
Yeah, and so it's like, oh, you know what? I'll watch this.
But yeah, I think our demographic is mostly people like us, you know, because again, like you said, why would, you know, there's a few women I think that might listen, but hey, I appreciate the fuck out of you if you're listening right now. I appreciate the shit out of it because we are numbskulls that are just, I mean, this is just pure bullshit. Like there are no talking points to be had. It's just whatever it is that comes to our mind, we're just speaking into a microphone.
Yep. An ordinary day with the boys.
3 uneducated men. Neither of us have a degree. None of us have a degree.
No.
Nope.
Got my high school diploma, barely.
I have a certification, 2 of them.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
they ran out.
But they're expired.
They are. But I still had them.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Certified personal trainer and nutrition coach.
I was certified to give CPR at one point.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
scary.
I'm
Fuck
CPR
that.
certified as well.
No
Not
offense
no
to
more,
anybody
I am,
that has
though.
it. I'm not.
Thank goodness, because
I ain't touching them.
I don't want that kind of responsibility.
Ugh, yeah. I would freak out.
Fucking
I have
right.
tendonitis in my right arm. I can't.
Is that why you keep
Yeah.
messing with your arm?
I couldn't keep up. I got too many injuries. I'd end up killing someone trying it.
So here's a fun
And then
question
I'd go to jail.
for you guys. When you guys jerk off and you bust nuts, do you like shoot cum out? Like, does it shoot out or does it kind of just like dribble out the end of your dick?
Both. Yeah, it really
It
depends.
depends. How if I did Kegels. How long ago did I do my Kegels or whatever?
Really? Like you
this.
can like actually like affect it. It's not just like a random happenstance.
There's
Like, are you joking about the Kegels or like can you actually affect getting your cum to shoot out?
I'm joking about the Kegels. I do believe you can hold that nut in and then launch it. I think it takes
Like edging yourself or something
yeah.
like that. Like just like kind of like when you're like trying to like break off like a piss almost, but instead with a nut. And then it shoots out. Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
And I mean, it fucking flies, dude.
Oh, feels better.
It's like, whoa. So I could have maybe hit like a target.
Yeah.
If I'd have
You could have got a girl pregnant without having sex with her.
See, because like most of the time the cum just kind of dribbles out the end of my dick.
Yeah, 98% of the time.
Yeah, it doesn't really shoot anywhere. It just kind of like falls out.
Well, when you got 9 inches, you got a big 9-inch barrel that a bullet's got to run
My dick
out.
is not 9 inches.
Just for the record, Troy's barrel is so long that the bullet just drops out of the end of the barrel. It does not shoot.
It's funny. My dick is not 9 inches. I wouldn't even wish that for myself. That's way too big. If I whipped out a 9-inch dick, most women would look at it and be like, "What the fuck do you expect me to do with that?"
It would be. That's a good thing for both parties. Apparently, you could say that having a big genitalia is good because for a lady, it'd be like, "Oh yeah, I have a 2-inch vagina. What are you gonna do with that? Slam the cervix?"
I mean, dude, if you had like a giant like 9-inch cock and you're not in fucking porn, it's like, what are you doing with yourself? I understand. It's like, I want to,
The Einstein of porn.
I want to do geometry or something like that. It's like, dude, let that dream go, you fucking dork. Go and fuck. Just fuck, dude. It's like,
You got this barrel cock. What are you doing trying to solve mathematical equations?
yeah, dude. Like, get
Could you
out of here.
imagine
Go fuck.
Getting you think that it would be this sensual great time, but I couldn't be on a porn set for 9 hours.
You realize
trying to
9
fuck.
inches is like bigger than this microphone.
Yeah, exactly. You should be in fucking porn at that
Jeez.
point, dude.
Yeah.
They're the only ones who are
I mean,
going to
look,
have a vagina
you can
equipped
get, like,
enough to take
Both
that.
hands around it. You know what I mean? Like there is zero chance.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
But them,
Alex, quit trying to put the whole microphone in your mouth. What are you doing?
That's. I want to make a joke about how I was trying to put it in my butt too, but the first thing you ask when you go into someone's apartment is anything in this apartment been in your ass?
Is that the first thing you ask?
Yes.
And if they say yes, I snoop around.
Right. Sniff everything. Try to figure out what it was.
I've been telling people about when we were at Haas's.
Oh my
And
God. Have
the
we
old
told that story on here?
We might have.
I don't know if we have.
So we're at Haas's eating, and this old couple sits down behind us. Right as they sit down, I fucking rip ass real loud. And Alex is like, he takes it, he's like, smells good. And then Troy immediately afterwards goes, stop hogging it all, and starts like trying to waft it over towards him. This old couple behind us stands up and fucking leaves after this.
We hogged them out.
I don't know, it fucking killed me though.
Well, what's
Stop
funny is we
hogging it.
quit hogging it. Well, what's funny is we couldn't figure out why they left. And we were like, dude, there's people just sat down and then just left. And then afterwards it hit me. I was like, oh, right. Because I was wafting a fart in my face from across the table.
Weird.
French onion soup. Don't mind if I do.
What'd you have? Was that the crab bisque?
Smells like shit.
What is that, fart?
Would you eat farts for dinner? That's funny. Something that made me laugh really hard at work the other day. Have you guys ever seen the movie Bedazzled?
That sounds familiar. What?
Elizabeth Hurley is the devil,
Yes.
and Brendan Fraser's in it, and he's like kind of like a down on his luck
I remember that movie.
typical guy.
Elizabeth Hurley, that was Austin Powers, right?
Yeah, Vanessa from Austin Powers, just absolutely smoking hot back in the 90s.
Yeah.
She gives him 10 wishes. Okay?
I remember this movie.
And like, but they're all like monkey paw wishes, right? Like one time, like he
Yes.
wishes for like money and power, and she makes him a cocaine drug lord. He wishes to be like rich and famous, and she makes him like a professional basketball player, but he's dumb as a fucking box of rocks. Like, so there's like an attachment that comes with all of them. And like, we were joking about it at work. I was like, dude, if you don't think I'm using at least 8 of those 10 wishes to fuck Elizabeth Hurley, you're out of your mind, dude.
Yeah.
Like, anything I want, I can wish for anything I want. She's like, because she's got that sexy British accent, anything you want, baby. And then it's like, all right, wish number 1, we're fucking. Anal with the devil, number 1, dude. Wish 2, 3, and 4, we're fucking again. And if I can't wish for more wishes, then I'm going to use all of them to have sex with Elizabeth Hurley. And then my last wish is I'm the devil now.
Oh, I see. A little trickaroo.
Yeah.
You're the wish.
You know who else was a total smoke show back in the 90s? I was in a bunch of stuff. What is it? Is it Elizabeth Shannon or Shannon Elizabeth?
Yeah, Shannon Elizabeth.
Oh, dude, she was
What's she playing?
hot. She was in American Pie. She played Nadia.
Yeah.
You get to see her boobies.
Yeah, you
Wow.
do.
Very cool.
She's like playing with herself on the bed.
And she was also in the first Scary Movie.
Yeah.
She was also in Tomcats.
She is in Tomcats.
Yeah.
What a good movie
Right,
Tomcats
dude?
is.
Great movie.
Yeah, I forget.
Doesn't that
I
got
forget
Gary
about that.
Busey's son in it too?
Yeah.
Yeah. He gets his nut removed.
Yeah. Dude, there's a scene in Tomcats where they're going to like a sperm bank.
Oh yeah.
And the one the one dude comes out and he like gives the cup to the nurse, and there's like, I don't know, like this much in it. And she like picks it up and she's like, eh. Like, I just think that's so funny. But yeah, I was laughing really hard because we were talking about having sex with the devil, and like I was like doing this bad Asian accent, and it's like in your butt, two time butt.
I was doing
Because you get to bang her, but she turns you into an Asian, so you don't have a very big penis,
I
and
was
don't get to feel as much of the sensation because
Yeah.
it's smaller.
Right,
less
and then
skin.
my last wish, just to undo all the shitty stuff she did to me because I just used every wish to fuck her, I become the devil.
Oh, which is exactly what she wanted.
You think?
I don't know what women want
She's the devil.
or what the devil wants.
Speaking of Brendan Fraser movies, you know what's a really I mean
The Mummy.
Yeah, great movie, yeah. But one that I like a lot that a lot of people shit on.
George of the Jungle.
No, fuck that. Monkey Bone.
Yeah, it's a good
I
movie.
love Monkey Bone. I think it's underrated as fuck.
I think I have
Is it
that movie on
supposed to be
DVD.
funny?
I had it on DVD.
Isn't it supposed to be a funny movie?
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, it's funny, but it's definitely got some different topics and stuff like that.
Yeah. I
George
really
of the Jungle. My God. Dude, my little brother used to love that movie.
did he really?
Oh
Movie's
yeah, he used to
bad.
watch it all. He also liked Pluto Nash a lot.
That movie's bad too.
Yeah, my little brother was always. I remember when I go to my dad's, like he'd just be in the back room, like he always had say in what the fuck we were watching.
Well, yeah, he's the
Yeah.
baby.
And so it was either George of the Jungle for a little bit, Pluto Nash for a little bit, Neverending Story for a little bit.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, Neverending Story was cool. And then we also watched a shit ton of Pokemon because we had a bunch of
Nice.
the Pokemon VHSs.
Nice.
So we'd watch a lot of that.
My favorite part of George of the Jungle is whenever the narrator shit talking the two guys, and the one guy starts arguing with him, and their heads start moving real fast, and the other guy goes like, "Well, you just arguing with the narrator," and he's like, "Well, he started it," and the narrator's like, "I did not," and he's like, "You did too."
Yeah, it's funny. I like George.
Were you just arguing with the narrator?
I like whenever he picks up the phone to Ursula and just screams in it
Yeah.
because he had a bunch of coffee.
Yeah. Shit, I was gonna say something. I don't remember what it was.
Must have been a lie.
Uh,
Troy was
talking
a
about-
lie.
You were talking about Monkey Bone and underrated Brendan Fraser movies, but I said something about George of the Jungle. I don't remember
So
what I was gonna
ridiculous.
say.
Remember that other fucking movie? He was Dudley Do Right.
No, I don't remember that
Oh
one.
my god, he was like a fucking Canadian Mountie. Is that what they're
Yeah.
called? Yeah, it had Brendan Fraser. Fucking so bad and corny. Dudley Do Right. He always does right. And is overly friendly.
There's a-
We also used to watch Three Ninjas a lot. Three Little Ninjas.
That's a good movie.
Oh hell yeah! We had the Mega Mountain one that had like Hulk Hogan
Nice.
and Jim Varney.
Movies I used to watch a lot as a kid: The Page Master.
Yep.
Jurassic Park.
Yes.
The Lion King.
Yes.
Do you guys remember the Power Ranger movie where they became ninjas?
Hell yeah! Do it. Ivan Ooze, bro. Yeah.
Try to rewatch that movie.
Ninja Turtles.
It's ass.
Okay. Yeah.
Teenage
Oh,
Mutant
it's
Ninja
ass.
Turtles.
The-
one.
Yeah.
what is it? The second one's the best one.
Yeah,
I
Secret of
think.
the Ooze.
Yes. Go ninja, go.
Yeah. The third one's bad.
I would totally be a part of the Foot Clan.
Would you?
I'm not a 6 foot tall turtle.
Are they 6 feet tall?
I don't know.
You know,
5.
You know, a
at
lot
least.
of the Ninja Turtles was ripped from Daredevil.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I watched a whole thing about the Ninja Turtles.
yeah.
It was actually created to sell toys.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually upsetting to find out how many things were created just to sell toys
Yeah.
that were staples in my childhood. The Power Rangers.
Street Sharks.
They had action figures of these toys before they had names, plot lines, anything like that for. Not only that, here's another interesting thing about the Power Rangers. Did you know that everything that's not the American actors is just ripped from a Japanese show?
Yep.
And it's just dubbed over. Even Rita Repulsa, like everything she says in English on the English version of Power Rangers is not really anything she's saying.
Really?
Yeah, it's just they like just dubbed English voice over top of already filmed content and then like edited in the part with the American voice actors.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say that the Pink Ranger was one of my first crushes whenever I was young.
My first crush was Olivia Newton-John and
Ooh,
Grease.
fair.
Dude, I used
Fair.
to watch Grease so much when I was a kid because I was just so in love with her.
Yeah, dude. It's a good movie.
Dude, you know what no one ever talks about is like the scene where like I've talked to you about this, Troy, where he's all like they're the driving. He's like, "Come on, Sandy's, let me
Yeah.
touch your boobies."
Let me
and
touch your
stuff.
boobies, yeah.
She gets all mad, and then he sings like a fucking song.
Yeah.
Sing.
Why, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, what do you mean, why, dude?
Right, you tried to grope her.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Have a little fucking respect.
Yeah, dude.
I ain't saying, be no white knight simp or anything like that, but like, come on, she's a smoke show, and you're gonna fucking just try to grab some cleavage just like that? Nah, man.
Miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Amen,
Yep.
dude. You sure do, don't
Well,
you?
I mean, he still flies off into the fucking sunset with her, so
Yeah, he does.
Nice.
after she like puts on that fucking skin tight leather suit.
Yeah, and they sing that weird song, that Rama Lama Lama Bangity Boongy Boo song. It's like
Chim Chang Ching Chimichurri.
yeah, it's really weird. Like first it's like that
Rabba
I
Rabba.
got chills, they're multiplying.
Great song.
And
dude.
I'm losing control. But then like after that, there's like another song and dance number where they're like blah ram blam bobbity booby dop. Ram like, it's really strange.
Ring ting ting ting
Yeah.
tang tang.
Yeah, they say stuff like
yeah,
that.
dude.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah, dude. But the Pink Ranger from Power Rangers, Kimberly, I don't remember what the actual actress's name is. She's also in another movie. You guys might not remember this. It's called Susie Q.
That sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar.
And she dies on prom night. And then this like years later, this family moves into the house that she lived in, and the main actor, he can see her, like her ghost, and he's like gotta help her cross into the afterlife. Dude, the beginning of that movie, she's like getting ready for prom, and like I'm not kidding, it like starts with like her bare leg, right, like up in the air, and she's like pulling like stockings over her leg. I can remember being like 8 years old and being like, I don't know what's going on here, but I fucking like it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Got a weird boner to that movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude,
She's so hot in that movie.
another good childhood movie that all three of us have talked about. We're Back.
Oh yeah, Dinosaur Story.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Professor Screw Eye.
Yeah, dude, all those Troll in Central Park.
Yeah.
Those movies were good, man.
I remember I also had some like real like dumb shit that like my mom would make me watch. It's like Timothy the Tooth.
I remember Timmy the Tooth.
Yeah, I used to watch that. Derek was really into The Brave Little Toaster.
I
Yes.
remember the Brave Little Toaster too. That clown was one of the most terrifying things in the world.
Yeah.
The fireman clown or whatever he was.
Derek
Terrifying.
Love
Air
that
Bud.
movie. My brother
Air
Jared
Bud.
was really into the Air Bud movies and
Dude,
Homeward Bound.
I did not know that they made like 20 Air Bud movies. Like I thought that like it was just the one where he plays basketball and then the second one where he plays football.
Not every day you get a dog that knows how to play sports.
Right.
We got to squeeze as
Right.
much juice out of this.
It says nowhere in the rule book a dog can't play basketball.
Then I remember sometimes when like
Bark, bark.
my little brother's like half sister would come over and she'd make us fucking what was one? She always wanted to watch like Free Willy and like Titanic and
Free
Yeah.
Willy's a good movie.
and what else? She liked the Homeward Bound, which was good.
I can't watch that.
Yeah.
Makes me cry.
Little Rascals. We loved watching Little Rascals.
is good.
That was the one that we would always like. If someone said Little Rascals, everyone was like, in. They're like, oh yeah, put in Little Rascals.
It's a good movie.
Hell yeah. Great movie, man.
Yep. Free Willy's a good movie. The Titanic, not so much.
Titanic is lame.
I mean, it's just
I love seeing those memes where it's like,
they're like playing chess on the door.
oh, yeah, or like, she's like, the greatest memory of my life was cheating on my fiance and sleeping
Yeah.
with a poor bum and then letting him drown.
Yeah.
Greatest memories of my life.
And then I threw a priceless necklace into the ocean.
Yes. It's like, okay, so 1, you're a greedy bitch. 2, you're unfaithful and not loyal at all. And you're reminiscing on the time you let this poor bastard die. It's like, you're god-awful. He should have let you drown.
How romantic.
Right?
Yeah. Well, it's like I also heard this guy say about almost every romance movie or like story is about a woman cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, you know what I
Because
mean?
wouldn't it be nice if...
Yeah. It's crazy. It's like
We all want what we can't have.
Yeah.
like think about like even like old school, like not the movie Old School, but like you go like way back into the past, like Fucking Helen of Troy, man.
Yeah. Yeah, she was in love with Paris.
Yeah, and not who was her husband though? What was his name?
King Leonidas.
No, it wasn't Leonidas.
Agamemnon.
I think Agamemnon was the king, wasn't he?
Yeah, and that's who they stole
Did he?
Helen from. Yeah.
Well, I thought I can't remember. I'm not sure.
I think so.
Awesome movie though.
Oh yeah.
Did you see they're making a new
Gladiator.
not that heap of shit.
I will watch that movie. It looks awesome.
I mean, I'll watch it, but
It looks awesome.
I don't have high hopes. But they're making it's got Ralph Fiennes in it. It's a new Odysseus movie.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so the guy who plays Voldemort is going to be Odysseus.
Nice.
Yeah, it actually looks really fucking cool. And the original one that we watched in school, that one was awesome. I love that one.
Yeah.
It's such a cool story.
It is. I thought when you were talking about old school love, I thought you were going to talk about Romeo and Juliet. And it's like, yeah, but people have now come to realize that Shakespeare wrote that as like satirizing love. And especially like young love. Like
Ooh,
it was
puppy.
It was not meant to be like this is like the highest standard of romance. He was like being like almost like stay away from it until you're emotionally mature because it will make you do crazy fucking things.
Dude, and then in Romeo and Juliet, he's like all into like Juliet's like cousin or maiden or something like that in the beginning of the story.
They're also like 14.
Yeah,
so
really.
who gives a shit?
Well, it's just crazy because at one point he's like, I'm in love with her. And then he sees Juliet and he's like, I'm in love with you.
I'm
now.
in love with you.
Which pig is fatter? I shall choose the fattest pig.
I'm
for my
thinking
daughter.
of a number. Yeah, that's a good movie too.
Romeo and Juliet?
Holes.
Oh. Holes, yeah.
That was a Holes
awesome.
reference that Alex said with the fatter pig thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I got it.
Yeah.
I picked up what you put down.
Everyone knew what they were getting at in Holes, and that guy's like, I'd trade you some of my onions for a jar of your peaches. We knew what the jar of peaches really was.
Yeah, they were fucking. Yeah. And people didn't like it because he was
A loser.
a loser.
Didn't own any property. His daddy didn't own a lake.
My daddy owns the lake. Exactly.
The duck may swim on the lake.
Get going, Gypsy.
Gypsy. Kissing Kate Barlow.
Yeah, after they killed her lover, it was just all hell.
Mm-hmm.
She was killing everybody.
She was. That's what happens.
A butcher.
Don't want to run into any of them there.
Yellow spotted lizards.
Did you? I sent you this thing. It was not, I think it was like literally nothing but that guy. Like, you don't want to go that. You don't want to go there.
Yeah,
you don't.
yeah. That road. That road. That road there.
I actually watched the old Pet Cemetery like a year or two back, and yeah, I like that.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Dude, I watched The Shining not that long ago.
Oh.
First of all, what a fantastic movie.
Right.
But second, okay, so at the end, it shows that picture from like 1948 or whenever it is.
He had been there the whole time.
Right. So that's what I don't understand. Like, how is that like, was he like a reincarnation, or is like the hotel like an alive entity in and of itself, and it's like outside of space and time? Because like, it doesn't make sense. How had he been there the whole time? Like, because that's clearly Jack Nicholson in that picture.
Yeah.
That's like the whole point of them zooming in on the picture. And yeah, Mr. Grady tells him, he's like, it was you. It was always you. You've always been here. So like, but
It could have also just been him like suffering from such delusions, maybe.
but he's in the picture.
You're right.
Trippy
I've
stuff.
never understood, and apparently
It
that
has
part's
to be-
not in the book. That was like a thing Stanley Kubrick came up with.
It has to be a reincarnation thing. Then that's the only thing. that
Right,
would
or
make
like I'm
sense
saying,
at that
like I
point.
said, like the hotel is like alive, or it's like its own entity, and it's like it exists like outside of space and time or something.
I like one of the things that's overlooked a lot is like the Shining aspect.
Yeah,
Like,
the telepathy part of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you forget about that a lot. Like, at least I did for the longest time. And then it was like, there's that scene where the caretaker and the little boy are like conversating. He's like, you have the gift. He's like, they call it the shine. And it's just...
Yeah, because he calls him Doc.
Yeah.
And what's her name? She's like, that's what's so weird that you call him Doc. We call him that. Like, what's up, Doc? Like Bugs Bunny.
Did you watch like the newer one they came out with? It's Doctor Sleep.
No, but I've heard it's good.
So have I. And, I mean, it's got Ewan McGregor in it.
Yeah, I've heard it's good, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, but it's like supposed to be like the little boy
Yeah.
is an adult going back there or something like that.
Dude, speaking of Bugs Bunny, I fell down this, not to be punny, but this rabbit hole of just how ridiculously powerful Bugs Bunny and Popeye are. And I used to, when people would ask me like the classic, like if you could have a superpower, what would it be? Originally, I said luck for a long time. And if you want that put scientifically, how did I word it? Subconscious, right? But subconscious probability, telepathic subconscious probability manipulation.
Okay, Einstein.
Well, that's what Domino's power is called.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But I've come to realize that like Toon Force powers are way better. And so if I could have any superpower, I would want Toon Force powers like Bugs Bunny or Popeye. And this all stemmed from, I was reading this post on Reddit. It was a meme of, it said something along the lines of like, Bugs Bunny could have taken the ring to Mordor. And like these people were like arguing about it. And this one guy was like, okay, like you understand that Bugs Bunny is like an actual like trickster god. Like he actually could have taken the ring to Mordor. Like he could have walked straight up to the Black Gate, showed him a card that said Volcano Inspector, and they would have just let him in.
It's true.
Yeah.
No one questions him.
No. And like he knows the audience. He is the narrator of the story. He is the illustrator. Like he exists outside space and time. It's crazy.
He's a charlatan.
I also didn't know that Warner Brothers owns like DC.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that Bugs Bunny is pan-dimensional and exists alongside of and has appeared in multiple Batman, Superman, Justice League things. So like,
don't you remember when they kind of were doing that, like where Daffy Duck was like the Green Lantern?
Yeah.
Huh.
So like Bugs Bunny is like the head of like the face of Warner Brothers, and he's like a trickster god.
Duck Dodgers, I think is what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they were doing like that kind of whole like spin on things. It was cool. At least I thought it was really cool, being the nerd that I am. With
and then
comics.
Popeye does wild stuff too.
He hit olive oil one time.
Nice.
Yeah,
was she asking for it?
He said something about like
consensual.
Martians or something like that in one of the episodes, and he like laughed, and olive oil was just like, "That's not funny, Popeye," and he just fucking slugs her in the face. That was like that when we were watching the Twilight Zone, and like this guy gets his body put into like some other dude's body, and goes home to his wife. And this man like in a different body, and he's like trying to like act like nothing happened, and his wife's like freaking the fuck out, like, "You're a stranger, get out!" And he like grabs her and shakes her and slaps her. He's like, "What's the matter with you?"
What's the matter with you?
And it's like, dude, you're in like, if someone came into my house that was not Alex, and he's just like, "I'm Alex,"
Right.
I'd be like, "No, the fuck you aren't,
Wait,
dude."
Freaky
get outta
Friday.
here.
Yeah.
I Freaky Friday'd with somebody, and now they live in my
Classic
body.
switcheroo.
Yeah.
You and me. Yeah.
And I will. What would be the first thing I'd do as Troy?
What would be the first thing you do as me? You better go to work tomorrow.
Oh, shit. Yikes. Who's driving me?
You better get
You.
to work.
Oh, no.
I have a car.
Yeah, that's true. That'd be a good time.
Yeah, and it's
Weed.
programmed in my GPS because when I first started working there, I wasn't sure how to get there. So you just go to Google Maps and type in work, and it'll take you there.
So Troy gets Alex's body. Does that mean you get Alex's disability too?
Oh, man. I don't know. Would it? Or would, like, your... I don't know.
Yeah, you'd have to deal with it.
Damn. And you wouldn't anymore? You'd
No.
never want to switch back.
No takesy backsies.
Yeah, Troy, how about you switch me, dude?
What? And then I just have to deal with your arthritis?
Yep.
No thanks.
I can know what it's like to not have joint pain anymore. That'd be cool. And not feel tired and lethargic all the time.
Right. In 2 months, I would be so pissed at you. I'd be like, look at what you've done to my body. Look at what you've done to me by eating garbage and drinking alcohol.
Sorry.
Right. Right. I'd be like, when was the last time you were at the gym? I don't know. I haven't done it since we've switched. It's been 2 months, you son of a bitch. I'm atrophying. Look at me.
Trying to think of what magical item would make you switch in the first place. Just all the planets aligning.
You know, that's got a name. Do you know what it's called?
Isn't that
No.
happening here soon?
I don't know.
Astral projection.
No.
No. That's like
It's called a syzygy. S-Y-Z-Y-G-Y or something like that.
that makes me think of Kablam.
Kablam.
The shizagi.
Yeah.
The
Something like
the
that.
shizagi. It was like one of those sketches on Kablam. Everyone knows though the two best sketches on Kablam were Prometheus and Bob.
That's good.
And what is it? Action League Now.
Action League Now was the best.
The Flash. He's super naked.
Yeah.
Melt Man with the power to melt.
Stinky Diver.
It was so fucking stupid.
It was stupid.
It was cool though.
A lot of the stuff we watched as kids was stupid. People
Oh,
act like
yeah.
the internet is full of brain rot now with like Skibbity Toilet and stuff.
Yeah.
But like the internet has always been full of brain rot.
Very true.
Same with like the cartoons. Ed, Edd and Eddie.
Oh my god.
They were just scamming people.
butter toast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit posting.
Yep. But guys, I'm kind of starting to get hungry. So
I'm cool with that.
I think
we
I'm
might-
hungry as well.
I think I might call this.
Grub a dub dub.
Been a good one. We'll have to do it again with Drew. This was fun.
Yeah, man.
There's room for a fourth microphone too, so we gotta get Blade in here sometime to do this.
Yeah, I agree.
So, all right, guys. Well, it was fun. I love you both.
Love you.
Love you too.
Till next time.